also favors the carbine and likes to play in that style.
大家好，欢迎
I believe it was
加入我的影片中。
I don't think it
刚
was
刚开始
by,
报那
like on
下
both
面放
sides.
到下面就
It
继续
was
下
like a
练
weirdly
习。
played
加入
game.
我的影片，我个人
But you
个
know,
人本
hey, all the
刚
power
刚
to
开
them.
始是蛮想3月要当上比赛，那就先一步一步来，先从这里
I mean,
开
at
始。
that point,
大家
right,
知
we
道
might as
个
well
人
start
本
getting to the
在 Halo 上面的前
the
3月要当上，
last time
那
Epsilon would
就
win.
先专业到这里。
Unfortunately for them, as we move on to Truth
那因为刚刚他们前面的讲解。 Epsilon 就是英国一个队英国队，他们刚打，然后他们刚刚打个逆转胜出来，然后现在这个讲 Epsilon 就是英国一个队英国队他们刚打，第一章先打 Empire， 然后是 Epsilon 100比41对那个 PMP， 第一章先打 Epsilon， 然后第二场是 Cloud 一样是杀戮，第二场 Cloud 杀戮，然后 Epsilon 是10分，然后第二场是 PMP 是40分。 然后第三场是杀戮，是 Epsilon 是50分，然后 PMP 是 Epsilon 他们是抢到1分，那 PMP 开始2分，那再来之后，这时候开始 PMP 开始来个逆转胜，第二章 Epsilon 是抢到1分，第二章1等杀戮，那 PMP 这时候开始100比24来个逆转胜，那这是第三场的图片，第二章1等杀戮，那 PMP 100比24，那这是第三场的漂亮，他们是在跑刚刚跑棋的技巧。 上面去，然后开始撞击。
We see Buck 20 putting in the first one here.
This start was so weird too because no one picked up the camo early on. It was a delayed camo pick as well.
It wasn't. You know, it was the pacemaking pandas here. They were so efficient with their objective. I mean, come on, I've given you some time to describe what happened here. What's the best you got here, guys?
Slid off his head. Slid off his head. Simple as, I mean, very much. No, with that game type, yeah. Because this is why, before the series started, I said Epsilon were going to take the first 2 and Pandas were going to take the second 2.
跑棋一个送棋，一个从旁边这有，就是Halo 那种抢棋最基本功，一个送棋，一个从旁边这有。那为什么很像很多人都用重击去撞那个棋子点？是因为你用那个光炮。 你用锤力将其他技能掉落速度比较快，撞那个棋子点，因为反正你在飞行时间不进是问题。你用锤力将其他技能掉落速度比较快。
He immediately ran that flag. We saw he was essentially no shields the entirety of the run, but he didn't care about the fact that he might die. It was all about getting that objective across the map, getting it somewhere close to his base that his teammates could finish off the cap, and I just saw the difference between the pacemaker and
Golden Bird 那个非常
that objective in opposition to how Epsilon played it.
Yeah, and okay, so I'm gonna.
这是 Golden Bird 那个我有大概几个月在上班的时候也没怎么追，这一季就没有怎么追，就有些消息都不能大概几个月在上班的时候也没怎么追，这一季就没有怎么追，就
I just
有些消息
because the sword I think plays a role in that because of the speed boost that you get from the sword, that like added boost. For those of you guys who may not know, maybe watching Halo for the first time, when you have the sword out with the flag.
就像在 Halo 你拿剑跟锤啊，你的跑步速度会比走路速度会比一般拿着枪这样走还快，跑步也是。那用剑拿着旗在送旗，你的跑步速度会比平常拿着枪这样再快一点，就大概快个0.5倍。用剑拿着旗，用这个技巧一个快速的把旗送回到1点，就大概假就是说所谓的达阵，然后用这个技巧一个快速的把旗送回到。
So many things had to go
打
wrong
所谓的
in
打阵，
that
因为
instance. Like
我刚刚前面几场没看，我刚只看最后3分钟啊，所以那等到下一场再帮大家做完美的讲解。前面几场没看，我刚只看最后3分钟啊，所以等到下一场再帮大家做完美的讲解。
That was like a, I mean, it was. You know, David Tyree, New York Giants kind of level catch there where he catches the darn ball with his head and brings it down, right? I mean, you know, this may be lost here in London.
I was going to say, thanks for actually explaining that. Nothing.
American, you know.
Nothing.
Okay, American football. But that was absurd. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and move forward now to Game 4, Eden Strongholds. And I'm going to go on record and say that Pacemaking Pandas should not have won that game. They literally had no control of anything the entire time, and yet they still managed to win. Epsilon had power-up control numerous freaking times, and they gave it up.
Do you know what they didn't have control of?
The
stronghold.
The objective.
The entirety of this game we saw.
This play tilted me to no end.
Did you hear Ghost? I genuinely thought Ghost was going to stand up from the caster desk and walk over to the main stage at one point. Snydrome was picking up kills here, defending, trying to do something, but he was never ever getting in the stronghold. And towards the end of the game, we saw him sitting in the window with the light rifle. The game was ticking away, and he was not trying to make any moves whatsoever on the objective. I hate calling players out because, you know, it's in the situation of the game, sometimes you think you're doing the right thing, but he must be experienced enough now to know. At this situation at the end, look at the score. You know, it's got 1 point to go. He needs to prioritize those objectives. And he essentially lost them that game.
But even then, I understand why he did not charge Catwalk, because he did not have a good position there. My gripe with it is you picked up camo, okay, and then you didn't do anything with the actual camo. He got a call from blue flag to Catwalk. He got a call from
打一系列的比赛，那边打几边都有直播跟赛评在做讲解。那比赛之完他们中间会有一场分歧，就像 Golden Boy 啊，跟这几个赛评，有两一个是欧洲，一个是英国。比赛之完他们都是些 Halo 的赛评啊，或者主播，他们都是开始讲，说，这些选手哪边打得不好啊，他们哪些技巧不错啊，或是做一些经常回顾啊，就是在开始讲解他们比赛的选手，就像看棒球比赛的技巧，就是像魔化队啊，或是洋基队打，他们讲解他们比赛三垒有人，那。这时候是要适时的做出一下牺牲短打，把三垒的打者送回来，还是你要试着打个大满贯，4个人都送回来之类的一些战术性，然后这时候投手下决定很重要，是你要试着怎么样诱使他送回来之类的一些假设他要打牺牲打，那你要怎么诱使他把伤害降到最低，就是让他无法得分，或至少你只能11分。假设他要打牺牲打，你要再检讨就是刚比赛这样对待一些地图啊。打之战啊，就是每位队员啊，队伍的战术配置啊，这打法就一起在做分析啊，在做讲打之战啊。就是每位队员啊，第一次接触才有可能还没有看过戏，那我慢慢跟大家讲。那下一场，因为现在这个前面几场我都没看，所以我没办法就是跟大家说一下。那下一场，因为现在这个前面几场我都没看，所以我没办法就是完整跟大家说。
They won't get enough plays or anything like that. But you got to remember, it's like, you know, you can have rockets overshield or whatever, but if you're consistently outside, all in red, you know, there's no point. You know, you've got to like go around security and actually try and take blue. Like, but I just seemed like they were outside way too much. It was like they wanted him to have height advantage the whole time.
Yeah, that was the weird part. The game just played very odd, and that's why like I just am shocked that Pacemaker Pandas were. For me, it was just the power up and power up control. But you're right. Maybe it did come into the fact that PNP just forced them into a really bad situation. I still stand by my statement, though. I love the Buck Twins. I'm a huge fan.
I do agree.
Pacemaker Pandas is the best name in the game right now. But like, that game was just very weird. Then Game 5, Eden Slayer. This is where the reverse sweep happened, and all the credit to the world to 2 players in particular. I want to point out Zuh, who went 14-6, and Buck 20, who went 11-10, but with 15 assists. That's huge.
He's always been an assist guy. Like, you used to think 57 would be, but you know, this time they've actually switched roles. But there's one key thing they did in that game. It's the fact that towards the end, when it was like 38-28, when they had a good kill lead, some people still panic in certain situations, but I think I heard one of them call out, they said, right, let's calm down, let's wait. We've got the lead, we've got the weapons. Even though we're at red, there's no point pushing because like I spoke about in the previous Eden game, is the fact that they're at a disadvantage, why push them with rockets and just give it to them and then give the game away? So they were patiently, you saw 3 of them come from blue to red, let them come to you, got an easy double, and then they just took it from there, and that's why they almost stayed to it.
Yeah, they had no choice but to push at the end. There goes the scoreboard there. For those of you guys who missed it, you know, we have a lot of stat trackers in the community, so there you have it. Onset, your thoughts?
Snapdragon 这之前几集我在看他打都打得非常不错。美国有 Snapdragon， 欧洲有 Snapdragon， 就是两个差别，两个都是以 Snapdragon 为主，但是我觉得欧洲他们这边。就 Fox 的狙击枪打得更好，就 Fox 的狙击枪打得更好。
And putting the pacemaking pandas in 4v3 situations. He hit a couple of clutch snipes at the end. He finished a few kills, and if you can clutch up towards the end of games, especially in game 5s where it's all on the line, you know, that says a lot for the mentality of the player and also the calmness of the team.
I was going to say as well, with Snipe Drone, I do feel sorry for him. He doesn't.
他讲的对啊，就跟我看的一样，因为我都觉得3分钟就是要3分钟就是要打得很好，应该是说跟我看的一样，因为我都觉得3分钟就是要3分钟就是要打得很好。He's
been playing great all weekend, and to see something like that, it's disappointing.
But even the same could be said for the Buck Twins, right? I mean, you know, they were at Worlds last year representing Europe. So don't get me wrong, Snipe Drone's a phenomenal player, but I feel like either way, it was heartbreaking, right? Yeah. No matter what happened, you were missing out on either one or two players on each side of the spectrum who were like very, very hardworking, deserving players and mainstays in European Halo. But I'm happy though for PMP. I'm happy for Za. I'm happy for Morga. He's one step closer. They're one step closer to getting to achieving that goal. But man, I have to say, what a series to open it up!
What a great start to a Sunday.
And I'm really curious to see what everyone says online as well, because, you know, the games were just they brought up a lot of questions, and that's always a plus, right? Because a lot of people are talking about. I think I saw someone on Beyond today mention that like is the meta of Halo like just gone, and is Europe really caught on to it? Of flying, right? Like just charging everything because of the movement abilities. Do you think that everything's kind of caught up in that sense?
今天那个15几点赛的
They understand the North American play style. If we want
不是你赛的吗？
今天那个15几点 and Jim are the ones who really understand that North American play style the best.
不是你赛的吗？
And they're rubbing off on Respectful Modes. You know, Respectful Modes have been putting up phenomenal numbers ever since their disappointment last year. And having those players on your team who can kind of break it down for you and say, this is when we need to fly and this is when we need to just hold back a little bit. It's so vital for those players to have that information and learn from it. And I think at the moment, that's really what is setting Fabi apart from even the second place team at the moment.
Well, that is a matchup that
He's making panda
later on today, so very excited. Guys, just we want to let everyone know at home that there's some pretty sweet giveaways that are going on here at Wembley Stadium in London, England. So we have a dope giveaway. All you got to do is use the hashtag HaloWC. Tweet us a picture of how you're watching the stream. There was actually one gentleman who came up to me, literally took a selfie with me and tweeted, "This is how I'm watching it." And I was like, I don't know if you're cheating, man, because like, you know,
I sent one from behind the caster's desk. I'm trying to get that.
Did you really?
Yeah, cool.
Did you really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, unbelievable. And then we also heard that you guys may want some rec codes, right? Well, there you have one. Rec code Overkill 21. One day though, they will give me Blueberry as a code. One day I will get that. All right, so I mean that's it for us here. What a way to kick things off at Wembley. What's the phrase? Good morning, Wembley. Is that the phrase?
Give it a go.
Good morning, Wembley. All right, guys. When we come back, we're gonna have a great matchup. It'll be Supremacy facing off against London Conspiracy. Don't go anywhere. Play more Halo action coming at you live from London, England.
这边来说一下，关于一下 Halo。你像 Halo 是一款已经出了15年多的游戏，那它从2代，那就是一款已经出了15年多，2003年就开始有那个 Halo 2的多人对战，那他们开始就慢慢有一些比赛出来。那在美国那边开头是当初独领风骚的就是几支强队都有，那后来就是打下世界赛，然后到 Halo 3这段期间是美国 Halo 电竞的先驱啊，真的算先驱啊。那当中最出名的就是 Final Boss 这一队，就是 David Worthy， 他之前来过台湾好几次。那他的当时的成员有，那当中最出名的就是刚开始第一个开始成员，他后来 David Worthy 是跟 Oak One、Oak Two 啊 ，Oak One、Oak Two 他们两个是双胞胎兄弟。 他们也是打到最后，那后来再加一个 Michael Strongside 啊，那 Strongside 他也曾经来过台湾，国旗跟 Strongside 两个配合。那当初为什么 Final Boss 会连续取得？我没记错的话是17连胜，17次的冠军，这个记录到现在黑子职业联盟中目前没有一队超过。之前的 Ebro Genius 在那个世冠赛合集的电竞赛前，没有一队也没到达这个巅峰期。Ebro Genius 在那这一路下来，好几代，每一代的打法都不一样。从所以 Halo 最巅峰就是3代后的 Reach 之后，就是完全定下来整个电竞局。然后后来整个工作室就是换到343这边。那换到343这边来，就开始有一些想法、一些作为。那他们就开始在制作剧情的同时，也要制作非常好的多人对战组，那也要让他的对战符合他们的市场趋势。制作剧情的同时，也要这时间中间做了很多小改变啊。像我开始看从 Halo 3开始看的话，电影就从 Halo 大概是从 Halo 3开始看，那 Halo 3是看陆陆续续，然后真正开始疯的话是从 NCC 那时候开始，因为 NCC 时候那时候退曲非常普及化，那从那是退曲普及化之后开始播啊，什么 EG 啊、CLG 啊、Cloud9 啊，一直在互打啦，还有那个 Arctic Gaming 啊，就是一些很知名的美国电竞都在打，他们真。到最后发行 Halo 5，那后来他们决定说办一个世界冠军赛。那年我有去参加亚洲赛，那很不幸的也没有获得去决赛的资格，也是就这样被刷掉了。虽然说是个小小心愿啦，不过没达成没关系。那我承认自己并没有收到非常强。那我觉得我看的东西比较不一样，我是比较看局势的。然后后来就想想啊，然后也去过中国啊，就觉得想说。教练的话应该没办法当了，那就是觉得要尝试当赛评主播啊，现在开始做 YouTube 介绍黑人的剧情，那就是觉得要尝试当赛评主播啊，现在开始做 YouTube 介绍黑人的剧情。但中间发生很多事情的。那现在我们来看好 Halo 的电竞赛了，因为毕竟很少游戏像 Halo 一样是。不只是设计，还有很多动作。那有些技巧在运用在。像 COD 不只是设计，没有说我不喜欢，只是我觉得 COD 每代打起来的感觉都差不多，而且 COD 有一个非常严重的问题，就是它的网络连线品质打起来的真的没有比较好。一个非常严重的啊，这都差不多。这个就是 Fabric Sport， 那刚刚讲的这位就是Jumbo 是一个欧洲我很喜欢的选手之一，那他年纪有记得没错的话是78岁左右，非常年轻。选手之一，那他年纪有记得没错的话是78岁左右，非常年轻。
I was back at EGL 9, which is up in Blackpool, which was a dodgy event itself. It was my first event. I did really good in the FFA. Finished 8th or something.
现在在讲他的历史。
It was just it all went well for me. After Halo 4, I was still winning events on different way towards the end of that one. I started winning that one. Going to Halo 5, I think because I got to play the game early, it really helped me out for Halo 5 because I was winning events quite early on for that. When the first Gfinity that Halo that was hosted here, which is pretty awesome, so it's nice to be back here. When we first heard about the Halo World Championships, UK regionals and stuff like that, we were really excited to play. We've been playing as the old squad Epsilon for so long.
最精彩的是那个最后总冠军赛对决赛，就是法国队，应该是最精彩的是那个，没记错的话应该是 Infinity 最后总冠军，不是很确定，我要再查一下。法国队应该是那个是最精彩的。昨天我没有看，到播，后来开黑我只破在解东西，再看一些剧情。昨天我没有先睡着，因为大家强制开直播呢，后来是苹果电脑就是有些不方便。像这些录音让大家看啊，希望评价会不错，让大家认识。像这些录音让大家看啊，希望评价会不错，让大家认识。想要黑我要战区啊，皇后被改弱太多了啦，这没那么强。想要黑我要战区啊，太多涂装了，这收集不完。这榴弹枪超经典，在绿区超有。太多涂装了，这收集不完。这榴弹枪超经典，在绿区超有。 搞不久了。搞不久了。
28 years, Professor. Let's see what kind of galaxy we woke up to.
剩下1分钟咯。这就是第4场啊，就是剩下1分钟咯。SY 对上 LC 将第4场场下赛事讲，大家都知不知道 ？SY 对上 LC 将。
At the end of the original game, the Frigate fired its crew were adrift in space. The crews in cryo-sleep, and fast forward 28 years later to Halo Wars 2, they awake to find themselves above a Forerunner installation. Halo fans, especially those who've played Halo 3, will recognize it as the Ark. It's the largest and most powerful of the Forerunner creations, and it's also the birthplace of the Halos. It's literally the place that made all of the Halo rings, so that's the kind of power that's contained there. The only connection they have when they wake up is a small signal, one emergency beacon, that's coming from the surface of the Ark down below.
We wanted to put everybody in this position where things are different, things are new, no one's really sure what's going on. You know, Isabel is a very different kind of AI. She's a logistics AI. She's not a military AI. She is not like a Cortana or a Serena.
She shows up in a way that we haven't seen
AI
behave in Halo before. She's freaked out. She's seen all of her friends die.
Okay, so. Hey, go boy.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Halo World Championship London qualifier. We're here live at Wembley Stadium in London, England, and it is going to be a doozy of a matchup coming up next as we have Supremacy facing off against London Conspiracy. Should be a great matchup. The winner of this game will face off against Pacemaking Pandas, who just came off of a thrilling 5-game series against Epsilon, coming out on top with the reverse sweep 3-2. Joining us now on the desk, the one and only Wonder Boy, H2, as they have been wanting me to say the entire weekend. You know,
I like H2. I think it's, you know, saves time saying both our names. So.
Yeah, well, it's also just awkward in conversation too. Like yesterday, actually, I said like, "Oh, Harry, what do you think?" And then
we both split.
That's funny, guys. And then it was at that point I realized I'd done messed up. Anyway, all right. Well, before we get into this game in particular and what is coming up, let's take a look at the brackets at hand and how things are playing out. So let's take a look at the loser bracket here. We're Supremacy versus Conspiracy.
打到最后，他们现在等Supremacy 跟他现在就是 London Conspiracy 这两队看谁打输。谁胜利，那胜利的就是晋级跟和平熊猫再打。那打完之后就是两队，一队是赢家队，就是冠军那队。打完之后就是再来是一队是败部这队应该我记得好像是有3个名额，没记错，伦敦就是欧洲这样子变3个名额还是4个，再来是败部这队应该我记得好像是有3个名额，这一季的我比较没有特别注意，因为欧洲这样变3个。
It's crazy to think that this next match will have one Conspiracy versus Supremacy, 2 pro teams. One of them is going to be finishing top 6 here in London. That is just crazy.
Unheard of.
It's unheard of.
It's just the fact that this match we're going into now, this could potentially be, if this situation didn't even happen, a loser's semis, or maybe a loser's finals. So, you know, looking at this now, knowing that you're right, one of these pro teams get knocked out so early, it's unbelievable. Like, you wouldn't think one of these two were going to lose it at such an early time of the tournament.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Supremacy was really, because London Conspiracy lost to Fabi. They ended up losing that one 3-0 in the champ bracket yesterday. But Supremacy was a surprising one. When I heard that they lost to the Pacemaking Pandas, I thought, oh boy, maybe they weren't as hyped up as many people were making them out to be. But then we got to see them play against, Excel and just really the way that they were able to put on a show. And this team, a lot of talent. When you discuss this roster, all eyes always go toward SLG. But Fragger had some crazy good plays yesterday as well, Harry.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we usually speak about the likes of SLG. He's like the captain, the sniper, the guy who hits the crazy shots. Then there's Solo, who's the new guy. We usually kind of dwell on those guys. But we don't really speak that much about Fragger and Punisher. And both of those guys were putting up some really big plays yesterday that helped them kind of put together a bit of a loser's bracket run after they dropped down from the winner's bracket. So yeah, you're right. He was actually one of the players I wanted to highlight, Fragger. I mean, he really stepped up yesterday, was putting up really big numbers in not only the slaying department, but also in the strongholds games, the objective games, getting those secures, getting those captures as well. So really nice stuff out of Fragger especially. I'm looking forward to seeing if he can continue his form here today. But this London Conspiracy squad that he's going up against is a lot easier than some of the teams he's been facing in the losers bracket, where he's put up those big numbers. So now's the real chance to step up and see if he is the real deal here in London.
Yeah, well, London Conspiracy, let's talk about this one here, Lethal. A lot of people talking about Batchford, but I want to highlight, more importantly, Septic and Rami, right? Ramirez, a long-time pro player, has been around the space for quite some time, a veteran. Septic went out to North America as well, competed there for a little while too, so he has a ton of experience in a live event environment. Both of these players here bring so much to the table. That's why this game is particularly interesting, because you look at this on paper and it's really hard to pick.
Definitely. Ramirez, as you know, he's got a lot of veteran experience, but when it comes to practice, he practices like not in autopilot in terms of like just goes on, does what he can, does a few things here and there, and then goes. He takes practice very seriously. He doesn't want to muck about. I know some teams have a bit of banter here and there, when they're playing and stuff, and they like to do little things here and there. But with Rami, is a very serious person. He wants to go to Worlds. It only happens one time a year, and he wants to make it. He knows that the caliber of skill with all these European teams now in comparison to last year is massive. And, it says it all, Supremacy, like losers round 4, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, it doesn't get much harder than this. Remember, folks, this is an elimination match as well, as we are in the losers bracket. So that's it. You either play the hardest Halo you've ever played in your life, or let's go ahead and take a look at the series layout here as we go.
要赛，那果然是验4，然后是第一1等双轰，最后一张是1等4。要赛，那果然是验4，然后是第二。我觉得关键的地图应该会是，可能是第一张，因为 Empire 双轰老实说不太好，但是这是第一场没关系。那有可能就是抢旗跟1等双轰，因为 Empire 双轰老实说不太好，但是这是杀戮是基本功的。那有可能抢旗跟要塞就比较具有变化性，因为你抢旗杀人不会，你要想办法把气球交给结束。那要塞呢，不是只有点站下来，你要去守点。你要想要来回骚扰敌人，那要塞有些策略上的一点站下来，我觉得抢旗我比较喜欢。那要塞也不错，要塞像之前的胜率上的问题，我觉得抢旗我比较喜欢。那要塞也不错，要塞像之前的胜率。谁会胜出呢？我们来看一下。第一张开始。谁会胜出呢？我们看一下。第一张开始。这时候这张图呢，一开始有几个要点，那就是要抢那个能量护盾，然后再记得没错啊，最后改一把机枪在里面抢。还有里面有些强力武器要先抢到，记得没错啊，然后是改一把机枪在里面。有没有其他想要抢机枪？强力武器要先抢到。现在改成护盾跟引擎，太久没玩，在那边桃园那边也没办法玩，网络太慢。现在改成护盾跟引擎。差点变忍者了，在那边引擎被解决掉了，这样塔被控制住了。差点变忍者了，引擎被解决掉了，这样塔被控制住了。这危险，像蓝队比较弱势，因为红队已经占了2点，就开始有算分数。要赛模式就是你要站到2个点才会开始算分数，你只有1个点不会有分数。要赛模式就是你要站到2个点才会开始算分数，你只有1个点不会有分数。红队就开始 再来进攻。他们现在已经想到4个战3个点，那他们的攻击的话是比较具侵略性。那蓝队呢就要是否去突破他们这个侵略性？攻击的话是比较具侵略性。那蓝队呢就要是否去突破他们这个侵略性？那说点下那被有白色的人要跑过去把它点上，那点这个点站到就出来，然后背影，然后背一下暗杀，白色的人要跑过去把它点上，那点这个点站到3点就站了，现在蓝队要试着站下一个点。先 hold 住，他可能要先回防，因为他们这时候现在是居多，是像红队完全是气势上在领先，他可能要先回防，因为他们那这个图有几个要点，一个是塔楼，那那个就是中间涡轮这个地方，那这个站下来，因为你可以控制看到点，一个是塔楼，那我会推荐的话是站外侧，因为我之前玩抢旗都是站外侧，我会推荐的话是走路方式比较，那从塔内从那个阳台看里面也比较好看。可是缺点就是掩蔽物比较少，从那阳台上看里面也比较好看。可是缺点就是掩蔽物比较少。我想红队站到2个点喽，蓝队站2个点，红队开始攻势变弱喽。然后黑友他有那个超级武器，都是90秒一次。哦，他有那个炸筒要炸他90秒一次，但是他先把你留着。哦，炸筒要炸他。啊，这走得不好，被围殴了，先把你留着。啊，走得不好，被围殴。
Bachi's getting loud on the stage as well. No kills, no effectiveness with that camo. Not sure if the overshield did get burnt. I believe it did at the start.
Just going
to be bottom mid on the radar. Look at the pressure that Punisher is coming over at the moment. London Conspiracy have managed to get momentary control of the map as well. They're going to be collapsing in on blue to try and get that reset. They do, but look at the pressure coming in from Punisher as well. Picks up the double kill. Ramirez going to be desperately trying to stay alive at the moment, but this game is very, very tight at the start. Supremacy do have the lead by about 10 points or so, but it's London Conspiracy who are scoring the points.
And you've got Solar inside blue base trying to finish off what Punisher was trying to do there. Punisher's trying to do now, trying to stay alive as best he could, but he was unable to helping out his teammates. Some shots here towards bottom mid. They've got to get control of bottom middle again.
B 点真的比较不好站，因为 B 点在最下面，那容易被灌脸。真的 B 点真的比较不好站，因为 B 点在最下面，那他们现在是站 A7 点，那他们蓝队现在把其中一个点占回来。
But great grenade from Septic. Septic does fall, so we'll move over to Lonnie, making a flank towards Red Base's stronghold.
Well, London Conspiracy in the midst of all of that action managed to get control of the pit. And look at this, Lonnie, as you say. Smart rotation from the guys on London Conspiracy. And I'm impressed with the fact that they are not getting here. And they are just taking their time to rotate round, get their kills, and then get those strongholds. Bashwood's going to be coming under heavy pressure, though, from the guys on Supremacy here. There's 3 players from the Supremacy who are moving in on that pit, and the stronghold is going to go into their hands as that camouflage and the overshield are going to pop soon as well.
Yeah, we saw 3 players go down from London Conspiracy.
Took
advantage of that moment to make sure they got that capture. But over here on the other side, about to lose blue base, but they did spot him and take him down. So a trip cap has been initiated from Supremacy. All 4 players alive. First player taken down is going to be Punisher right now. We'll see if London Conspiracy can move here and try and move up. They are able to achieve blue base. They are still not able to
Batchford is making things happen though. He embarrasses that player there and he's moving straight over to this pit stronghold. Going to come under pressure again though. It looks like London Conspiracy are trying desperately to push this triple cap. They do give up the blue base.
可能想法先把中间的那个槽占下来，那要不然就是把蓝家园占下来，中间的那个，不然他们蓝队下没有防守。现在比数越超越多，像是50比41分。不然他们蓝队下没有。走，其中一方先达到150分钟，50比41分。
All right, over to SLG, but he is going to do the respawn though. You've got teammates Punisher trying to stay alive right now, not trying to fall. Lunny's going to fall over on the other side. SLG right off the spawn, getting some shots across the map. He's just kind of hanging back, getting that cover fire. Takes down Septic. they do have one player down, playing very aggressive. This is the way they need to play. They were not playing nearly as aggressive yesterday against the pace-making Pandas. This is what they need to do all of today if they want to be a winner in today's match.
他应该是今天这场的 MVP。啊，差一点，刚好敲到就一起死。他应该是今天这场的 MVP。啊，差一点，刚好敲到就一起死。
With that assault rifle, traded out kill here from Fragger as well. But his supremacy once again now doubling the score of London Conspiracy as Batchford trades out another kill here. It is all on the hands of London Conspiracy. All the guys on supremacy have to do is take this game home.
这样隐形应该是目前被红队拿到，会被红队拿到。那这样子双人互是看，蓝队有没有拿到？蓝队拿到的话，应该是目前被红队拿到，应该可以挡一波。可是有没有机会反败？不一定，因为看到目前的形势还是偏弱啊。这隐形没有用的好，还是被发现。不一定，因为看到目前的形势还是偏弱啊。这隐形没有用的好，还是被发现。哦，才是占3点。
It was indeed, but we saw Batchford pick it up, but he got taken down almost immediately.
哦，才是占3，没办法。这场红队看应该蓝队大势已去，红队一定会。
Solo now pushing in bottom mid again, taking on Batchford, doing such a good job here. Solo of just delaying the plays on that pit. They are just 3 points away now.
哦，差2分钟，差2分钟。大家看不到红字哦。
Are going to be able to do something? They do. They stop it on 98.
啊！
But it looks here like
没机会喽。
have to make a play on this pit. Supremacy are pushing get this stronghold.
Yeah, they have to get in there right now.
哦，
Everywhere.
最后一分，最后一分。 啊！哦，后面才砍，想办法回攻。我觉得后面有越打越精彩。后面才砍，想办法回攻。我觉得后面有越打越精彩。
Look at these guys, nice and chilled though. Looking pretty solid in that game. You have to give appreciation for how well they rotated there. Let's have a look at the stats though, because
他们一幕都是用那个 Thank you Zoe SS X 差也23。我这现在所以换这个荧幕，感觉真的不错，不过画质还是就贴面吧，不是说到顶好，感觉真的不错，不过画质还是就贴面吧，不是说到顶好。 收人啊，占的点比较多，所以分数比较大。收人啊，占的点比较多，所以分数比较大。像场地比赛冷气都是全部都是使用阿索给你的 SVT 啊，像场地比赛冷气都是全部都是阿索他们给你加耳机可以替换市场那有做红蓝队的，所以就给你配合比赛可以替换市场。像教练在跟选手在讲。 有些重点，我们下一场的比赛。
Now we see Supremacy stepping up to today. Sorry, they are 1-0 up in the series. What does this mean for the rest of the competition?
欧洲赛冠军啊
I mean, if they can keep this up, definitely you don't want to match up against a squad that is just playing on fire. They're playing to their potential. They've come in ready today. The most important day, obviously, they need to be playing at their finest Halo. But you don't want to play a team like that when they're that focused mentally. There's nothing going wrong. They're playing perfect Halo, just playing very aggressive. Communicating well. There's so many little things that you can talk about when it comes to a team, and if they have all of that going right, then it's going to be very scary to match up against them. Baiting and switching, we saw a lot of that coming from SLG, a lot of cover fire from SLG as well, from across the map, just getting a few picks, a few pegs on a player to assist his teammate to finish off the kill. So it seems like the working communication is definitely.
第二张图是可乐实验杀戮。
This is your series layout. If you're just joining us, where have you been? This is Championship Sunday now.
杀戮比较偏基本功，所以只要杀人就好。那其他杀戮有个比较麻烦的点是它不像一些那个物件模式，有点像抢旗的要塞，它不像一些起始点，就是会有2个家。那杀戮比较说没有说固定的双方的家，但是还是有双方的起始点，但是打到中间可能双方会家人重生点都会互换，就是它一条对之前一直在交错来交错，那杀戮会比较乱，就是重生点比较难一点，是交错来交错去，那杀戮会比较乱，就是重生点比较难。像塔楼是火箭筒，那另外一边是狙击枪。 但这2个都是非常重要的。那像这个图有3个要点，那就是塔楼，还有狙击枪内轨道口，还有中间的桥。像这个图有3个要点，那就是塔楼，还有狙击枪内轨道口，还有中间的桥。
Conspiracy are 1-0 down in this best of 5. Septic going to be pushing towards that snipe side of the map, like you said. Looks like he's going to try to help his team towards the rocket side of the map. You can see on our player outlines there that Solo is actually up there. Lunny does pick up the
oh, 炸倒
Look at London Conspiracy here. Septic trying to collapse on this player on the fountain. Grenade comes in as well. That's going to take him down. That's going to be 3 dead, but SLG has managed to escape with that sniper rifle.
SLG 大反攻了，现在拿火箭了。开始对给他想打保守一点。SLG 大反攻了，现在拿火箭了。
Over to Lunny, actually, sorry, not Lunny.
对给他想打保守一点。
He's a player on London. That's going to be Ramirez. Ramirez.
火箭头到现在还没拿，开始先快1分钟都没拿火箭。火箭头到现在还没拿，开始先快1分钟都没拿火箭。
Those rockets are picked up by Septic, and Septic is making a.
对，他现在是落单了，所以他现在比较麻烦。哦，旁边有个队友，他们应该是猜2-2了。他现在是落单了，第一个狙手躲在防卫网后面。他们应该是猜2-2了，两个守敌一个狙手躲在防卫网后面。然后他这个角度像找不到的敌人。然后他这个角度像找不到的敌人。
Another kill, taking down SLG. As long as he's not pushing too far into the base, we saw mistakes like that happen yesterday from all kinds of players. So just keeping that pace and taking that slow. Great plays here from Ramirez, just rotating around the map because he knows that his spot was given out. And he's known to be over by the red shoulder, and now he's snuck his way all the way back to blue base. And look at this, they're up 13-5.
And I love what I'm seeing for Ramirez here. Not only does he realize how important it is to just stay alive in general in a Slayer. We talk about the amount of deaths you can essentially.
差5分，哎，差4分，差4分。有团队还有机会。差
so important, but
look at this, 差4分，差4分。
Oh! Pretty much drop here, and the one thing they didn't want to happen.
那个角度打得非常好。
But SOG found himself a sniper rifle, and he's found himself. He's found his game Septic as well.
From what we saw yesterday, we were expecting to see some ridiculous.
Lunny wins it.
Lunny taking it down, going clutch. Can Lunny get the sniper? No, he can't. That sniper will be just sitting on the ground. It looks like the boys from London trying to push up to get over to that sniper. Batchford's going to spawn here.
蓝队，现在蓝队的攻势比较就是侵略，较具侵略性的。红队感觉就是蓝队的攻势稍微保守一点。哦，对哦。红队感觉就是稍微保守一点。哦，对哦。
Does have another one down below.
铲狙一枪，狙击枪快出来，狙击枪跟我觉得都快出来。
Coming up and you want to get in good position here.
铲狙一枪，狙击枪快出来，狙击枪跟我觉得都快出来。蓝队选择要先把狙击枪抢下来。蓝队选择要先把狙击枪给掉哦。3个，那应该有一个去在我箭等。哦，狙击枪给掉哦。3个，那应该有一个去在我箭等。你要拿到狙击枪了。哎，这个打不到，抢那个打得到，哎，差一点啊！这个打不到，抢那个打得到，哎，差一点啊！1分钟，我们就开始接上去喽。1分钟，我们就开始接上去喽。
side. Septic is actually going to fall. We'll move over to Punisher, and you'll see SLG go for that sniper. So we're going to move right back to SLG and see if this man is going to be able to pull off anything with the 9 shots left in this sniper.
This man has been a human highlight reel. As far as Halo is concerned in this competition, there is 1 kill for him. Backing up smartly, though, sees 2 red X's on his screen, so knows that the pressure is going to be coming from the snipe side of the map.
Oh, 1分的声音了哦！看红队有个人逆转哦。
Game at this point. London Conspiracy.
平手了，逆转哦。
Starting to heat up right now. He's not missing headshots, and on a day like this, Championship Sunday, Batchford is going to be taken down as well.
SLG just knows where these players are going. He's played this game type so many times. His prediction.
哦，这个截图是精彩时刻啊！这个截图是精彩领先了，终于领先了。
No, that player's there, so we're gonna.
哇，狙手落单了，差不多对领先了，终于领先了。
These players are spawning over, spots the player down by the mid, but look at this. He's still just kind of hanging back behind his team. Now he's opting to make this rotation. I love this work because look over on the other side. You got him.
Oh my God, 盲狙啊
！Get away. Fragger's picking up a kill.
Oh my God, 盲狙啊！啊，差一点，刚刚那个打中也是精彩啊！ 哎，打得不错，打得不错，哇，差一点，刚刚那个打中也是精彩啊！哎，我们这现在越打越好。刚开始，人家听那个红队的对战谈话，刚开始，人家听那个红队的对战谈话，然后听蓝队讲述蓝队。看他们怎么沟通。然后听蓝队讲述蓝队，看他们怎么沟通。
They don't have any rockets left on up. They're sniped in S3.
Red bridge, shoot red bridge. SLG and Puni. Let's shoot snipe while we've got time.
Yeah, I'm guard bot mid.
I'm gonna go S3 then, I'm gonna go maze.
Red elbow, weak punny.
S1, he's got rockets again, he's got rockets S1 on the couch.
S1
got me.
He's got rocket snipe combo. I think he's all out of rockets now. Rockets is sniping 30.
Yeah,
I need to get these new weapons.
Yeah. I'm crouching mid elbow.
Two pushing Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, can you stay alive?
I'm just going to snipe behind him.
What the fuck? I'd rather wrap the elbows like. Red maze. I'm watching you bridges. I'm crouching on the elbow for rockets, guys.
Still red found.
I'm crouching on the elbow for
I'm
rockets.
gonna try to get away here.
One red BR, pull it, right now. Take on. Top Rockies, one shot. Two dead, where else? Let's two. Yeah, Rockies just got these chances. We've got a big chance here.
They might have a snipe watching us.
Where's the sniper?
No, he's all out. Snipe's all out.
Supremacy heating up. We heard London Conspiracy there, but it was all kills going in the hands of the French squad. SLG's found himself a sniper rifle again. Player is going to be above him, but Solar saves his life there. Takes down Batchford with a beatdown. Just 7 kills away, and Supremacy seems to be running away with this one strong side.
Yeah, they've got control of rockets and sniper. Again, these guys have just so much control of the power weapons. 13 kills for Supremacy with power weapons. Make it 14 now with Punisher's kill on Septic. SLG just on the prowl right now, looking for these players that are spawning over by red. He is spotting people just flying in and out of everywhere, just trying to get a connection as everyone's making that rotation. SLG good calls from his teammates, picks up the body shot, but he is so far away from these players. No one is able to stop this man from sniping because he is just making a perfect rotation. Look at this. He's just moving all the way back over to red base now.
This guy is not human when he has this weapon in his hands. Punisher picks up another kill. It is now 16 power weapon kills to Supremacy. They have been dominating those power weapon pickups, and not only that, putting them to use. We've seen rocket kills in the kill feed. Show with his sniper rifle. It's so difficult to get back into the game when you have a player like this, just locking down the map completely. Just 2 kills. The guys on Supremacy from taking game number 2. Make that 1 kill. Surprise me. SLG lineup on
1 shot, 1 kill.
I'd love to see that end it off. 1 shot, 1 kill. Go for it. Spot the player on the top bridge. Yeah, it's 4.
太急了。
Nearly impossible to make a comeback here. All 4 London Conspiracy literally bundled up in a ball, making their way over to red base, just trying to hang in there. But SLG want to spot one of these players. Look at this. 2 go down.
一个盲区的结束，太棒了！一个盲区的结束。Supremacy 他们现在已经2比0领先，大家在一场上就是晋级，跟那个刚才对 Spoken 把他们直接打败幕后赛，跟那个刚才对打太棒了，打败幕后赛。Sola 这位选手真的打得不错，真的打得很好，真的打得非常好。Sola 这位选手真的打得不错，真的打得很好，真的打得非常好。
He just sat there with his head up, just chilling out. He's like,
you saw him crack a little bit of a smile there. You can't not crack a smile there after pulling off some crazy.
Sola 他助攻也蛮多的，8次。Sola SLG 他死的比较少。
Before this match, we saw the reverse sweep. So, are they going to be able to close it out? What do you think?
You can't bet against them at this point, but you are right. I mean, we saw earlier the reverse sweep is a real possibility in these games. Every single team who's here on Championship Sunday are so closely matched. So let's have a quick look at the kills there momentarily. There, SLG with 15 and 7, huge game from him. But I've got to give a shout out to Solar as well. We hear him getting loud on the French side of the stage. He's putting up some really strong performances in this one. I mean, Supremacy, they had a bit of a slow day yesterday, Mike, but they've really started to pick it up when it matters today.
Well, after talking to London Conspiracy before the match, it does sound correct that they are having troubles picking up the power weapons and controlling those, because we saw 17 power weapon kills from Supremacy and only 4 power weapon kills from the boys on London Conspiracy. So we're going to need to see these guys really bring it together. They got to communicate. They got to focus on these weapons, got to focus on the power-ups. We're going into True CTF next. You got to get camo. You got to get the sword. If you're going to let Supremacy pick up the sword and get those quick flag caps, you are completely done. That's game over.
Well, the good thing from the side of London Conspiracy is there's no sniper and rockets on the map now, so at least they can keep those out of the hands of the likes of SLG and Solar. But they've got it all to do right now. They need to play so much better than they have. They really haven't been in this series so far, and you don't want to call out people and teams, but they have just been outclassed so far. We've seen big plays coming in individually from the players on Supremacy. Here is your series layout.
这关如果说红队赢，那蓝队就是直接就输。那抢旗的要诀不是杀人，在控场，那想办法把旗手送回旗，其实对方其实送到自己家就好了。那抢旗的话，有些比较策略性跑旗，那一些丢旗的方法都是非常强。那我非常喜欢抢旗这个模式，因为觉得抢旗可以看到，一方面是看到团队配合的默契，另一方面是看到个人每个选手的技巧上成熟到什么地步去。个人每个选手的技巧上成熟到什么地步去。像中间这个那个平台跟旁边一个小塔，那还有一个平台升降机那边都是这个图的关键地，因为在塔下面有影，升降机那边都是这个图的关键地，因为在塔下面两个中塔，两个中塔。
Actually, let's go over to SLG. He had a pretty hot start in the last game. He's going to be pushing car side of the map here. Fragger picks up the first kill, but look at the kill feed. London Conspiracy with a really strong start. Kills here. SLG last player alive for 2 minutes. Down Ramirez.
I don't like that move.
SLG
is definitely a great player, but I don't like how he just kind of flew out there as he flag from being taken, but he just kind of exposed himself a little bit too much. Look at this. Storming his base. Look at this. 2 players on his radar. He was able to pick up the kill and keep that flag alive.
蓝人家打得好。
Another player going to be bottom mid here.
Taking down.
Does exactly that. Heating up for this squad. This is what we need to see from this young man and from this London Conspiracy squad.
He's playing very aggressive, gets hit by an excellent grenade by Fragger, so we'll move over to Fragger, but Fragger has been taken down. Definitely seeing some more pressure here from London Conspiracy. Keeping up that aggression, they need to match that aggression.
目前红队比较有得分项，开始送旗的一个掩护一个送旗，比较有，还有经典的打法，开始送旗的一个掩护一个送旗。哦，旗子被对方拿走了。哦，杀掉旗手。哦，那现在有个要去把那个旗子归还，归还之后才能得旗。哦，那现在有个要去把那个旗子归还，归还之后才能得旗。哎，旗手比较尴尬一点。哎，旗手比较尴尬一点。
But keeping it out in the open by doing so.
像这个步骤，对方你跟队友之间的默契配合要非常好，你才把得分。哦，碎得分，队友之间的默契配合要非常好，你才把得分。哦，碎得分。攻了，那样子手一边啊，就是把对方压在那边守这点。那样子手一边啊，哦，换命想办法把旗子送出去，让把蓝队逼出来。换命想办法。
by himself, stop that flag from being ran. An excellent play from him. We'll move over to him as he's getting some shots across the map as well, trying to hold his team together, staying alive. That is an excellent and a key part to win, because so many players just back down or they get too aggressive and they die when all you need to do is wait for your teammates.
But it
was actually Solar who still has that camouflage, and he's going to stick Lunny in the face with a plasma grenade, and now he's going to be pushing in aggressively on the face as well. Septic's going to be taken down by Solar as well. This new pickup to Supremacy really is giving them something they did not have at the full season finals. He's going to be putting shots down on this player bottom mid here. SLG cleaning up both of the players.
Oh, that's pick
up this kill. It would be massive on Batchford because that flag is going to be moving across the map as well in the hands of one of the Supremacy players. He's going to be taken down, but look at the rotation back from Solar. Not only is he picking up kills here, it's looking like he's going to be putting in the second flag potentially, but Lonnie has managed to steal across the map.
对哦，蓝队有机会，有机会。如果他队友要把骑手打死，把骑手回家。规划的话，那蓝队就要把骑手打死，把骑手回家。规划的话，那这时候就是像这时候就是双方都打，互相拿对方骑士，那就是开始要骑手要想办法去躲好，那一方面，然后其他队友想要把自己的棋子归还回自己一下，让他没办法得分。一方面，再被蓝队被发现，棋子归还回自己一下，让他没办法得分。那双方都要有赌注，都要想办法把自己的棋子归还，让他没办法得分。双方都要有赌注，所以这个地方会很吃策略性，让他没办法得分。那对方双方的棋手都开始有点打松了。那对方双方的棋手都开始有点打松了。
Grown wise to that, and now they are hunting down this flag player. Bashford putting shots down. The flag player is going to be one shot, but isn't quite finished off.
蓝队有机会啊！有机会，蓝队把骑手一下哦。1比1平手，蓝队平手，第二次攻击，1比1平手，平手，第二次攻击，丢起会跑比较快。
Perfect play. This could be a double cap right now as they
丢
have
起会跑比较快。
所以
2比1，蓝队2比1，开始逆转喽。大反攻！2比1，蓝队2比1，逆转喽！大反攻！有机会啊，没机会，把棋丢出来。红队都比较紧张一点，要想办法回攻回防。红队都比较紧张一点，要想办法回攻回防。
They do manage to take down 3 players on that squad, but Batchford really has started to heat up, and he's making smart plays and decisions. Now trying to pull this flag out as Ramirez picks up 1 kill, but he's going to be stopped almost immediately.
SLG trying to get that return.
哦，平手了，1分之差喽。
This is going to be it.
哦，平手了，1分之差喽。下个隐形啊，或这个资料决胜关键，如果隐形用的好，那下个隐形那方就有资料决胜关键，如果隐形用的好，那
That's going to be Solar trying to stay alive with the grenades, taking 2 down from London Conspiracy, 1 down for Supremacy. He's got the shot, charging in. He takes down Ramirez over by the pink side, not able to stay alive though.
He has taken down finally London Conspiracy, trying to push on this pink tower. At the moment, it looks like most of the Supremacy players are falling as well. Batchford picks up another kill for his squad. Punny trying to play some defense at the moment on his own flag, but look at the pressure coming in here from London Conspiracy. But a beautiful headshot there on Lunny is going to potentially stop this flag run. Septic doing all sorts of work at the moment. It looks like he was confused about where to run.
蓝队其实被红队拿走了，那红队只要把骑士送回去就好。
Has been pulled on the other side of the map as well. He's trying to sneak this one through. As Bashford is trying to get a touch on that flag. It looks like Supremacy have actually managed to get the flag almost across the 50-yard mark as well. As we're on board of SLG, pick up a few kills here. This could potentially be the flag moving back to their own base.
时间还剩5分钟，如果他们5分钟之内都还没分出任务，会有3分钟的分钟。
He's pushing down, trying to get some eyes on Camo. Not going to be able to do so. That's going to be Batchford picking up the Camo, but Batchford will fall, so no advantage there. You've got Punisher getting stuck underneath the base. Punisher is going to fall, and these guys may get a flag pull on the other side, but great kill.
但是问题，我换上面看画质比较差，这样看就画质比较有意思。换上面看画质比较差，人家调60啊，看就画质比较有意思。
They're keeping up that aggressiveness play, but they've got to work together a little bit more so they can stay alive in the base to get a flag grab.
So the game seems to have calmed down after a few minutes. They're going to be jumping up to top mid. Supremacy as well. Solar picks up the 3rd kill. Last player alive is going to be Ramirez. Flying towards Ramirez, and they have that flag. It's going to be
精彩！哦，红队整个精彩，那个瞬间，最后那一分真的打得很精彩，瞬间蓝队完全没有计划，可以想办法去拦阻，然后想办法先把对方自己偷了出去，而且他最后想要去偷袭的时候，被对方这个全力击杀，我觉得真的是漂亮，真的非常漂亮，这比对方红队家打得非常棒，漂亮，真的非常漂亮，红队家打得非常棒。
To forcefully stop you from capping that flag there, but nonetheless, they are able to close that out in a dominant fashion. Just with some serious style. SLG really being the biggest playmaker for that squad, and I think his teammates just really allow him to do that. SLG just capitalizes when he's got the power weapons. He's running the objective. This man does it all on set.
The French squad have come to life on Sunday. We're going to send it back over to Golden Boy and the boys because they're going to break it down a little bit more for us.
奖评时刻
Viva la France as Supremacy push on to the next round. They will get their rematch against the pacemaking Pandas.
我觉得应该是刚刚那场促使的抢七打的最精彩。一开始应该是蓝队有点开始抢七打的有点优势，可是后来优势又没了。那红队开始先起了一分，但是蓝队瞬间就回击对方一分，就是开始先起了一分。那再是双方真是打到2-2，这时候僵持真的打了很久。那我真的觉得红队的2-2这时候僵持真的位置啊，战术上配合线红队比较好。蓝队一开始他们有一个中间是2-2跑上去，从中间2楼平台。那其实那时候不该去跑2楼平台，因为你不能确定2楼平台是安全，因为变成上2楼平台都掩蔽物比较少，那能找，而且2楼平台是个靶，你在那边是个靶，那所以他那一步有点，而且2楼平台是个靶，有点像赌博，就他赌失败，那他们的速就那时候蓝队就剩下2个活人，那红队还有3个，那这3个就有机会再做最后一次攻击，那他们很快的把握这次攻击的机会，瞬间的把骑手让蓝队完全无法想办法去阻止红队的回那个达阵，那他们也后来也是把也没办法，蓝队也没办法把棋子那个达阵，那他们也后来把跌将棋子夺出来，蓝队也没办法把棋子，所以觉得把跌将棋子真的第3场真的打得非常棒，觉得真的第3场真的打，他们第1场。Empire 要塞真的是，这是一个完全压制的概念。蓝队后面才要起，那起来的时候已经太慢，已经大势已去。后面才要起，那起来的时候已经太慢，已经大势已去。然后第2场可要先 Slayer。真的觉得那个 Sora 他在控区里那个几个位置，他打的设计角度真的没办法，而且 Sora 他知道什么时候不对，感觉事情不对劲，我要换个位置，那我要跑哪边？对，我觉得他在位置上都我要跑哪边选的非常好，他的队友也会去配合他，知道他哪时候有危险，去适时的去帮他，那不要想办法去配合他。巨香，就算他死掉了，巨香还是留在红队身上，那你拿到巨香对蓝队的压制力一定会比较大。你拿到巨香对蓝队的压制力一定会比较大。
Thank you very much, fellas. Let's make some noise, guys, for SLG and Supremacy! Très bien, monsieur. C'est magnifique. That was incredible. 3-0 in that match there, that series. You must be over the moon, very, very happy.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy. I only wanted to play old Vibe Squad on LAN, and, well, we done it, so, yeah, it's pretty nice.
You smashed it indeed. I mean, we saw from yourself, SLG, as Alex mentioned, we were all chatting about how great your sniper work was in that second game. I mean, I think it was 9 kills, and those no-scopes, I mean, what do you got to say about that?
I don't know, sometimes your shots are just, I don't know, you're just eating everything, and that was one of those games, so, yeah, it was cool.
For Supremacy, is aggression really the tactic for you guys? The French seem to be very aggressive in their play.
Yeah, we wanted to collapse on them really well. We've been working on it and didn't let them time to react, to counter our playstyle. So we're just like, let's just keep pushing, and, well, we won.
You did indeed. You seem very rested and relaxed. Did you sleep well last night?
Yeah, I actually had a really good night of sleep. And I'm always calm and relaxed, not panicking, not stressing out for anything. So just confidence, I guess.
I think we're all very excited because your next matchup is against the Pandas. How excited are you to get a chance to play those again for some revenge?
Yeah, I really want this revenge. Like, we lost against them 3-1 on backstage, and I want to get my revenge on main stage there on different game types, please.
A different game type. Where would you love to play them? What particular maps and games?
I don't really mind. Just no Eden Slayer and CTF Phantom, please.
Oh, okay, let's hope that's the case. Make some noise again for SLG and Supremacy, guys. And I'll head back over to Golden Boy and the fellas and give us a bit of a debrief on that last series we just experienced.
Thank you so much. No Fathom, no Eden Slayer, please.
That's the best thing about this event, though. You can't veto, can you? So obviously, you know, you have to play all the game types.
SLG, I do take £20 bribes if you want me to fix the game types. Hit me up, bro.
You just publicly said that, so I.
互相开跳下去，我说互相打个赌博一下，跳下去。我说互相打个赌博一下。
No, you're not at all. Not at all.
Lost on me, I think.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, guys. So. I mean, let's just go ahead and dive into it map by map. Game one, you know, we had a little bit of a slow start there for London Conspiracy. It was like similar situations with Empire Strongholds where, you know, players are oftentimes trying to feel themselves out. One of the things, though, that I do want to comment on specifically with Supremacy's 147 win over London Conspiracy was that they force LC into bad battles, right? There's many instances where I saw on Turbine where Batchford and even Lunny were kind of forced into engaging into a fight to contest Pit, and that happened a lot, but that was because of the way Supremacy were playing. They were just so aggressive.
Yeah, I think it's more the fact that, yeah, they were forced into bad plays, but also they were making bad plays themselves. Like, Batchford was doing the right stuff, like being outside on Turbine and making sure they weren't getting hold of Pit. But I felt sorry for him because of the fact that he was on his own quite a lot.
Yeah.
And in those kind of situations, it's a numbers game, especially on that map. And with how small it is, you'd think you'd be able to get to each other within 5 seconds flat no matter where you are. You know, it's not difficult.
对啊，他们在讲比就是要讲，我真的觉得第三场打得非常精彩，就是那个精彩度真是第三场打得非常杀戮也是有，那精彩度真是开始的 Empire， 我觉得蓝队真的一开始真的是还没回过神来，那红队一开始真的就是一个压制到极致，然后后来蓝队开始在起来，那红队也是有，但是蓝队在开始在起来，那红队真的就是他们在最后在回防再起来再反攻的时候，他们真的是太慢，最后在回防再起来再反攻的时候，真的是太慢。
But because he got the reset, he then had a choice. Hey, wait, we don't have a home base. My spawners still aren't up. I have to push to red now. And he was so exposed in red courtyard that Supremacy were able to pick him off. The main reason I thought Supremacy would take this game is because of Solar. Any European players in the chat right now, in fact, any players that have played Arena, have played against Solar on this game type, know this guy is an absolute demon. He will hunt you down. He will literally harass you with his assault rifle, and he does so much damage in game. And one thing I actually really like about Supremacy, despite the fact London Conspiracy got the first camouflage, they were able to keep that rolling, and they were able to steal the second one away, and that really set the precedent for the rest of the game. Yeah, really solid stuff there from Supremacy. Very much what I expected. Not certainly in the fashion that they did, though. I mean, what was it, 100 to 47 in the end, which is a pretty crazy scoreline when you consider that London Conspiracy, again, they are a pro team. Like, we have to remember this. A pro team getting sub 50 points on a Strongholds game is, yeah, you know you've done well when you're achieving those kind of scorelines.
Yeah, and I also want to give a huge shout out to Fragger, too. We highlighted him before the game. We said he was definitely going to be a player that you needed to look out for. Ends up pulling 18 assists on that one and just getting shots every single way possible. That was just really, really well done from Supremacy. Now, let's go ahead and talk about game number 2 here, which Coliseum, I mean, we have replays, right? I'm almost certain we have replays in the back. I almost don't feel like we should just talk about that. Like,
can we just watch the replays?
Can we just watch the replays? Like, they're so freaking good. Here, just watch. Just watch. So,
we're going to call it the SLG show?
Yep.
And then just end it from there?
This is it. I'm not even going to say anything. Just watch.
Should we rename Coliseum to SLG? SLG Slayer? I like it. Look at this.
哦，这个真是刚才讲，这打太好了。
Like that was insane.
哦，这个真是蓝队看敲不到，老马了。蓝队看敲不到，老马了。哦，这个真是打得非常棒。最后一项盲区。哦，这个真是打得非常棒。最后一项盲区。不是蓝队，但我是觉得Solar那场真的打得很神。不是蓝队，但我是觉得Solar那场真的打得很神。
He's even hitting his teammates. It's crazy.
Can't even.
He's inhuman. Like, the thing is, he's been doing that throughout the Pro League seasons as well. He's not just a one-game wonder. You can tell this guy is just so naturally talented with that weapon, and just the way he aims, the way he lines up his shots. But not only that, his rotations, staying out of danger, making sure he can get those favourable angles, taking those favourable fights where he can take those shots. that he's going to hit most of the time is so invaluable to Supremacy. And that's a big reason they won that game.
NA rotations with that sniper. I think you mentioned it earlier. And you was absolutely spot on. Like, you know, you've got to be very unorthodox with the sniper. You know, it's all good being comfortable, like you said. But the things are like, the great thing about him is the fact that the opposition kept assuming he was in one spot, but he was consistently changing all the time, and that's what makes a great sniper.
And it's so frustrating to play against because you get a spawn on blue corner, and you think, okay, he's not red corner, like we're clear, because you don't have many options, and then you decide, all right, I'm gonna push, and that's that little tiny spot where you can see from blue bridge down to you know, flag. And just pop right there, like easy. Like it was just insane. And I'm gonna be very bold here and say that those shots that SLG pulled off rivaled, if not were better than what we saw from Hook in North American Regionals last year. Those shots were insane, next level stuff. And it was very impressive because, you know, you had Hook, who came from, you know, another game, Call of Duty, looking to make a name for himself here, young player. So there was a lot of stuff, a lot of great storyline elements there. But to end the game in that fashion, to challenge with the sniper with such confidence is so impressive.
The funny thing was, like, immediately after he hit that shot, he just looked over to me in the crowd and just went,
no, he did not.
Like, whatever, Norman, whatever, man. Just Norman doing Norman things, man. He just does this all the time.
He's the sort of guy who would, though, wouldn't he? Like, he treats the sniper like the Quake, sort of railgun on Quake, pretty much. Just goes around, nose coming everything, and he just doesn't care at all, does he? Just so much great.
The talent on this team it's insane. And what's sad is that we can talk about literally anyone at any time.
当然了，第三场是我觉得打最棒。双方都表现得非常好，我觉得打最棒。双方都表现得非常好。
Pandas against Epsilon, where, you know, we thought, okay, this could be the game that London Conspiracy gets and brings themselves right back into the matchup, and it looked to be that way until you had some incredible plays from Solar and Punisher. These two players in particular were just constantly on the kill feed doing work.
Oh, definitely. Like, it was just pure aggression for the first half of the game. But this is why I said strategic aggression. Like, you know, it's all good being aggressive all at one time and stuff, but sometimes if you take a bit too far and get a bit too hyped, you could see that you start going in one at a time. But, you know, they noticed this. They corrected these mistakes.
那其实受委屈，就第一趟在打第一个那种，真的打得非常委屈。第一趟在打，然后后来开始蓝队讲反一个反攻，然后后来开始蓝队讲反一个反攻。
Get the return. No, he just stayed there because he trusted his teammates. And Fragger with a sick double there. But luckily,
然后蓝队开始在第二次连续攻击啊，然后我就觉得蓝队开始这一节他们真的打得非常好，连续攻击，然后我就觉得这一节他们真的打得非常好。
Before the series, I had some questions about Fragger going into this event. He really had a good start at 4 season finals. But the problem was when he went up against Infuse.
就说第三次攻击
其
实他不太赞成走中间，一开始我们那队的打法是走中间，走中间真的是最近，可是中间的掩蔽物很少，那队友是想办法默契，摸到是我们强大，也时间也不是，一般都是走2次了，走中间真要赌一下，不是，一般都是走2次了，走中间真要赌一下。
You noticed they came third in the Pro League last season. And you got to think to yourself, like, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him because of the fact that he's a really good player. But, you know, their slaying abilities were fine anyway. But it's just the fact that Solar's got that little bit extra special about him. And I think Solar is confident. You saw him teabagging, shooting people's bodies. You know, he doesn't care about the pressure, I assume. So, yeah, look at that.
Look at that. I mean, again, Fragger, you know, shout-outs to him. I think you and I were talking about Punisher and how he just has a very never-back-down attitude when it comes to the 1v1s, and that's because he himself prides on the 1v1. Like, that's his jam. That's like what he's really good at. I just feel like there's so many weapons on this team at any point in time. But I am going to raise one cause for concern, and it came from SLG's interview. If you want to be the best, you have to be the best in all maps, in all game types, no matter what. You can't let maps be the like, I understand everyone has a bad map, and they don't, you know, maybe they don't like prioritize something, but I just feel like you have to be cognizant of that, constantly improve.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because with Fabi in the Pro League, they did the exact same thing. They would purposely practice only a select few game types and veto the others so they have more time to prepare for the game types they want to play, which is very clever and really good, because that way, if you've got more time for only certain amount of game types and you can leave a couple of others, that's great. But, you know, you can't do that here. There is no veto system. You can't just go willy-nilly thinking, oh, you know, it's fine, you don't need to worry about it, you know. We have to play all the maps. You have no choice in this map.
Yeah, and then you end up with a situation like what they had when they lost the Pacemaking Panda. So that is going to be my one criticism of you, Supremacy. But I think, without a doubt, if there's one team that's capable of being able to pull off the unthinkable, it is you. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the bracket, the updated bracket, and how things are looking. Because now we are down to the final four. It will be Supremacy versus Pacemaking Pandas in a rematch. For the losers bracket, winner here will guarantee
赢家就是赢主、胜主跟败主，最后进行最后决赛。然后最后决赛打完之后就是冠军。最后进行最后决赛。我个人看好Halo Sport，因为我真的很喜欢 Two Fox 跟金箔，真的配合的真的很喜欢。Impulse 没有说不强，但是他们也很强。Impulse 没有说不强，但是他们也很强。没办法 ，Two Fox 跟金箔太强。Two Fox 是个很帅的帅哥，真的不骗你。Two Fox 是个很帅的帅哥，真的不骗你。
It's been codes like all day. Listen, you guys
play the game, guys.
And we got Big Ben 117, folks. There you go, Big Ben 117. Done. All right, there's your code. Stop complaining. Go to Halo.gg. Redeem that now. Okay. This is a big one. This is a big one. Harry, we're not going to see you here, so I just want to get your thoughts quickly on this Infused Fabi game before we toss to the break.
I think I'm actually casting this game. So I'm about to send a team to Worlds.
Oh, look at you. Well, I mean, you're not, but sure.
Well, I think Fabi take this one, but not a 3-0. I think we could potentially go to a game 5 here, but I still think Fabi have the experience. I haven't had the chance to.
他们现在觉得说会打到是3-0比结束呢，还是打到是3-2？3-0比结，个人猜3-2。然后我想要看图，我比较猜，我觉得应该也是。然后我想要看图，我觉得应该也是，应该是4-2左右。哎呀，4-2。
That's obviously more now into the Fabi squad that is so dominant in Europe. So. It's going to be interesting to see those two go.
应该是3-1才对，3-1。
It's going to be exciting. I can't wait. All right, guys. It's time for our winner bracket finals and find out who will be the first team to go to Worlds from Europe. Will it be Snaky and Team Infuse, or will it be Too Foxy and Fabi? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
休息时间了，我也需要休息啊，休息个5分钟。就是他们回来之后就回来休息上厕所啊，之类的。就是他们回来之后就回来，嘴巴这样起来，厕所啊。嘴巴这样讲蛮酸的。哎 ，Halo 2赶快买啊，这还不错啊，超棒的。哎 ，Halo 2赶快买啊，这还不错啊，超棒的。
To get the drink. You move it, you lose it. I will have this armrest. And this is how.
First, I'll deploy a small talk offensive.
Hey, what are you listening to? Music? Huh? Is it music?
You'll counter by invading my personal space. I'll retaliate with biological warfare.
Oh, what is that?
Before calling in my covert ops operative, Sammy. Crushing your will to live.
Fine, take it.
Ensuring victory.
Genius, really. But I licked the armrest before you sat down. Back and forth. Twice. Full tongue.
Get the Ultimate Edition and play 4 days early.
7分钟后见啊！7分钟后见啊！
Welcome to the Halo World Championship Tour. Tonight we find out who is the best one on this continent. We're gonna wake you up here in this game number 1, making a charge and rips off Hook's fake. These guys are locked. They are loaded. It's grand finals time, baby. Make some noise.
It did not save your life.
again, everybody, and we're back for the second one, I think this is. We've got NA versus NA of the 5-second challenge. If you don't know the rules, it's a list of subjects. You have to name 3 of them, gentlemen. You get 5 seconds to do it. I haven't even introduced you yet. Alex, Golden Boy.
Well, clearly you're doing your job.
Well,
you know,
that's why we've got you alongside
when
me.
you're not
Showing
showing the global freaking icon first.
And go stay on before he... How's it going?
Hello.
So who's going to win this one, Jay?
He's going down because he's from Jersey, okay? You understand that? New York is the superior state. We have better pizza, and we look and sound better. So,
but you're also a final
and
boss.
You're wearing
a Final Boss fan. Have you noticed, everybody at home, noticed that he's got a Final Boss hoodie on just to try and get a little bit of an advantage over Ghost early on.
Just remember, you're wearing a Yankee hat. Just throwing it out there.
All right, so we're going to decide who goes first by rock, paper, scissors. So, gentlemen, when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, bang.
Okay.
All right, so...
All right.
Here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Done.
G-Man.
Cookies, baby.
All right, here we go.
I bake them. Easy bake oven. All right, let's go. What do we got?
I've got to get all my timers sorted. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 3 types of tea.
Black, green, and peppermint.
Okay, good. I'll give you that. 3 things that are red, Ghost.
Fire truck, a fire hydrant, and fire.
I'm not giving you that. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Three US states.
Can we get some judges?
All right, 3 US states that begin with an N.
Nebraska, Nevada, and New Hampshire.
All right, that's fair.
Easy.
3 British car companies.
What?
Even I couldn't get that.
What's that question?
What? I don't even think there are 3 British car companies. 3 British car companies.
British people have car
You
companies?
got American states.
I think we're gonna have to say that's more than 5 seconds. 3 countries in Asia.
This is
3 countries in Asia, India, China, Japan.
Oh, okay, that's fine. 3 brands of beer. Come on, guys, you're good at this one,
You got Stella Artois, you got Miller Lite, and Coors Light.
All right, cool. 3 things to do in the snow.
Sled, snowball fight, build snowman.
3 red fruits.
Apple, a pomegranate, and
I'll give you that. No, sorry, it's gone.
No.
3 British TV shows.
The Office, Sherlock, and Down Abbey.
Oh, dude, you watch too much TV.
I don't actually. I don't watch it.
Who knows those?
3 types of fish.
All right, we got mackerel, flounder, and salmon.
Of course we do.
Let's go.
3.
Let's go.
3 continents.
North America, Africa,
Are you choosing this for him?
Europe.
Is he the special guy in this group?
3 things that are gold.
Questions? Obviously, necklace, ring, and earrings.
3 science fiction films.
Star Trek, Star Wars, and
yours gonna be.
I forgot.
It's down. All right.
Battlestar Galactica. That was the show.
3 prime numbers.
1, 3, and 9.
I don't even know if that's right, but yeah. 3.
My name is Brandon Stones. I'm the team captain for Fab Gaming, and my gamer tag is Respectful.
Regarding competition, I'd say there's 3 big main teams.
However we got here, it wasn't us who initiated the trip.
Find out who's sending that signal.
Roger that, yes. Recon only. Where are the survivors? What's the strength of the Covenant force here?
Covenant? No. Listen, you're in incredible danger.
What was that?
His name is Atriox. The whole damn Covenant couldn't contain him at the height of their power. And all you've got is one old ship and half a crew to staff her?
Johnson, get those guns back inside. Multiple breaches.
Cover guns! That ship brought these monsters. Killed everyone I was supposed to protect.
Where you see half a crew, Isabel, I see family. And where you see one old ship, I see home. And that is always worth fighting for.
show them what power really means around here.
Get the Ultimate Edition and play 4 days early.
Yep, 回来了，回来了。回来了，回来了。
Welcome to the Halo World Championship Tour.
Tonight, we find out who is the best squad on this continent.
How did he get that?
We're going to wake you up here in this game number 1, making a charge. And rips up Hook's face.
These guys are locked. They are loaded. It's grand final time, baby. Make some noise.
Is yours for 6K. Do we have a deal?
3.
6.
I will get this car for 3K, and this is how.
I'll open with a strategic withdrawal.
Wait, hold on.
You'll counter with a disinformation campaign.
I'll talk to my manager and see what I can do. Just a little longer. I'm talking to no one. Great news! He said we can do 5999.
Then I'll bait you with psychological warfare.
Let me talk to him. He seems more flexible.
A pun? You know I hate puns. You catty little two-faced opposable.
Which will prompt a verbal assault.
I will tear your head off and hang it from the rear view like a No.
With collateral damage.
Sorry. Came off wrong.
The evidence of which will not look good in my online review. And that's how I'll get this car for 3K.
Well played. How about the warrant?
Warranties are for suckers.
All sets are finally except no takebacks, no substitutions, no trades.
Get the Ultimate Edition and play 4 days early.
However we got here, it wasn't us who initiated the trip.
Find out who's sending that signal.
Roger that, Captain. Recon only.
Where are the survivors? What's the strength of the Covenant force here?
Covenant? No. Listen, you're in incredible danger.
What was that?
Oh no.
来了，正式开打了。谁会呢？谁会获得世界冠军赛欧洲区的第一站门票呢
Welcome back, everyone. We're here at Wembley Stadium. It is the winner bracket final between Fabi and Infuse about to unfold for us here today. Joining us on the desk once again is Onset. We had to pluck him from the bathroom, and we managed to find him here just in the nick of time. How was it?
100% a lie.
That is not. That is
a lie.
No, not at all.
And I will see you in court.
All right, guys. We have a good match in front of us here. Winner bracket final, like I said before, Fabi Infuse. Infuse, the team built to take on Fabi. But I want to talk about this Fabi roster because this is a squad that is pretty much destined to go to Worlds, it seems like. Like, everything has led to this for them. losing this would be the heartbreaker of the century for the squad.
Exactly. It's like I mentioned so many times. They are the dynasty. They've been winning events constantly with a 4-0 sweep for the last 9 months. You know, ever since last year's Worlds, when half the team, respect for Mo's, lost that one vital chance to go to Worlds, you could tell they used that so well with inspiration and ammunition to go across. And that's why they're heavy favourites. They've learned a lot, they've made mistakes, and it's so difficult to bet against them.
You can't bet against them. They haven't dropped a map, you know, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because what you did in the 2 previous days is irrelevant. It's now Championship Sunday. This is the big matches. This is where they've got to prove that they are still the team that everyone thinks they are. If they can go through today and, you know, perform the way they have been for the last 9 months, as you say, that not only solidifies them in Europe, then that's the NA thing. Then players in teams in NA are going to start thinking, oh, we really don't want to see, you know, Fabi. We don't want to match up against Fabi when we get to Worlds. But I spoke to Respectful yesterday, and he was like, we're taking it one game at a time. You know, I went through the disappointment last year. There's no chance I want to let that happen again. Every kill, every game, we're taking it step by step.
All right, well, Fabi, of course, the challenge is in front of them. Very capable. You mentioned before, you know, they haven't dropped a map, but neither has Infuse. So let's talk about Infuse. And most importantly, I want to talk about Snakey, because I remember casting over him. Funny enough, one of his buddies actually corrected me yesterday. You know, we were all hanging around in the Hilton, excuse me, the Holiday Inn bar, right? Because that's actually where the action is.
That's the spot.
That's the spot. We're all kind of like hanging out, you know, there chatting and whatnot. Comes up to me and says, you know, it wasn't a ninja that, you know, killed him. It was actually like, you know, he whiffed it or whatever. And I was like, listen, it doesn't matter, okay? I understand it, but he whiffed 2 scatter shot kills, okay?
You still not letting him live that down?
Not letting him live it down, man. It was
horrible, man.
He literally had him dead to rights. It was hilarious. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because that player then, I feel like, you know, has just grown and learned and become just even better. He was great then, and he's even better now. What is it about Snakey and this Infuse lineup that could defeat Fabi?
Snakey's been around now for a few years, and he's now become one of those players where he will consistently be in top 4 no matter what Halo. With Halo just in general, it's like, even though, you know, sometimes it's a different game in terms of tune shooting, individual skill, or how the mechanics work, he works out very quickly, he learns very quickly, and that's how he can crack on each time. But with his Infused squad, it's like you said, you know, they are built to beat Fabi, but it's also built to get that second spot.
I think talking about Snake in particular, one word that you mentioned there that's so key to how he performs on any squad is consistency. It's very rare you'll see him have a particularly bad game, you know, or he's very rarely that sort of player who's going to take over a game, but he's so consistent, he gets what he needs to do done. And he's one of these calm players as well. He's, you know, a loss doesn't affect this guy. You know, if you've met him outside of the game, he's always laughing, he's always joking, you know, he's got awesome. A smile on his face. And it's those sort of intangibles which, as a person, really do help you in-game as well.
Yeah, especially, they just make you want to play with that player so much more. So the good news is we actually had an opportunity to catch up with Snakey, get his thoughts on the event and everything that has taken place thus far. Let's go ahead, take a look.
I am known as Snakey. My name is Arkel, and I play for Team Infused. I was that 2 roster change onto Team Infused to try help improve them, to then take down Fabi. We're on a good route to do so. Team Infused have had 2 roster changes. Me and my teammate Cristola have moved over to Team Infused. I think that I more bring experience because I've been around a bit longer, been to more events. Cristola, on the other hand, he's more of a fresh player, but he brings something new. The way to take down Fabe is to probably throw pizzas on the P Street, so most will go get them. Give Brandon a bad haircut. I got dropped by Fabi, so I definitely want revenge, you know? I feel that we are the team to beat them, and we will beat them this event. I know that when we're playing well, we are the best team, so that is just our goal, just to focus on ourselves.
All right, there you heard from Snakey. As you guys said before, he's been in the space for that long, for quite some time, and he said as well he was looking to like, you know, improve and bring something fresh to the table for Infuse. And do you feel like that's worked?
Oh, definitely. It's like I mentioned before. It's like, you know, he's been around for the last few Halos, and his consistency as well as veteran experience will show. And not just for him, but for the team in general. So you've got to remember, Cristola was at the last Pro League, and it was his first event. So now he's got it out of the way. I've spoke to Chris, and he's like, you know, now confident and comfortable in general with these events and like going into it on these servers. So, you know, it's going to be a challenge, but I wouldn't say, you know, all hope is lost. I would say there's a glimmer of hope.
Glimmer of hope.
I still feel that there's a fire in one of the players on this Infused lineup as well. Remember, Kimbo, he won Summer Season Pro League with this Fabi lineup, and then he was replaced.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's something you never really forget about, and there's always that fire lit under you. And he's probably the player that wants to beat Fabi most on that lineup. And he's also the type of player that can take over games with that. You know, he's a sniper, designated sniper player for that team. If you see him pick up that weapon, it's very rare that he's going to miss shots. So Kimbo's definitely going to be wanting to take down Fabi. And I think it's how the rest of his teammates are going to work around him. And if they can sort of get that synergy and get their teamwork going, because we saw how strong Fabi were yesterday.
You know, it's funny, you mentioned two Foxy Bows, respectful, Jimbo, Snaky, Kimbo, Cristola, but we didn't talk about Flux. We haven't spoken about him. He kind of flew under the radar there.
Yeah, Flux. You know, people do underestimate this guy. He has been around since Reach, and he's been playing this game since he was so young, around the Reach days. He, like, even his first event, I think, was one of the local places you go for the FFA tournaments. In, I don't know if it's in London, but it was somewhere else anyway. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that with Flux, he is hugely underestimated. People overlook him quite a lot, but what they don't understand, he's got one of the best shots in the game, but also he likes to talk about everything in general strategically. He's one of the tacticians on this team who could help Infuse go forward.
What about for you?
Interesting story about Flux, actually. He is the captain for this Infused team, and he's become sort of that in-game leader. He's, you know, he's matured as a person a little bit outside of the game. I think before the second Pro League, he moved away to university and was like, he DM'd me out of the blue, you know. But the closest to people, and he was like, can you still play Halo at university? Is like going to affect my studies? I was like, yeah, just prioritize your time. And from there, he really has developed and grown as a player. And you can see that in his lineup. Now he's leading.
所以左边那个是 Foxy， 然后红队最右边最左边的是 Foxy， 那红队最右边那个是 Jimbo。
There you see it right there. Fab Games, Fab E as they've been known as well, against Infused. You know what? Interestingly enough, I mean, Jimbo, this guy has been in this position last year, and he's in this position yet again, looking for that chance to go to North America with that top seed and look dominant. I mean, is this it? Is this their time, Mark?
You've got to remember, if they win this as well, it puts them in a fantastic position going into the final. So, you know, the person who comes up against them is going to have to beat them twice, potentially. So, you know, Fabi, they've got to make a statement in this series. If they want to be taken seriously by these North American teams, they need to not just beat Infused, they need to make a statement against Infused. They need to wipe the floor with Infused, because that's the only way I think these North American teams are really going to stand up and take notice.
And keys to victory. Anything here you see for the keys of victory, Harry?
With the powers and power weapons, well, they're all about that. Like, they're the sort of team who prepare, like, I'd say like a minute in advance, just in general. But, you know, with this squad, I spoke to them, and I did say, like, you know, what do you think of Infused? And I think some of them assume, like, they're very confident in, like, themselves, and they're so confident, but they're not looking over them. You know, they're not overestimating them, not underestimating them, but they're comfortable knowing that their force knowledge is much better in comparison to theirs.
And just very quickly, remember that in that respectful interview, he said that London Conspiracy, he thought they were going to be the closest competition. But we've just seen London Conspiracy knocked out now, so they thought they were going to be the best team. So if they're rating London Conspiracy above this Infused lineup, I don't know if it's a sort of, you know, one of those little diversionary tactics like, yeah, we think they're going to be better when they're actually preparing for Infused, but it's still a bold statement. And if they think that London Conspiracy are a better team than Infused, then you have to feel that Infused are going to be on the back foot from the start.
Interesting. Interesting stuff. I have to say, man, this series, it's basically what this tournament was built for, in my opinion, because this was a series that everyone predicted would occur very much in this position with the winner bracket final. And dare I say, I think a lot of people had it pegged that it would be 9-0 across the board for both teams. Neither of these squads have lost a map yet. So whoever loses game one, that's their first loss. It's the first time that they tasted defeat, Harry. First time. Defeat don't taste good.
No, it don't. But with Infused, if they just take just one game just to show that there's a dent in the armor for this team, then they'll probably be like, you know what, we can take this. You know, we can go ahead and actually do something about this. But they need to take just one game. If it's the first, the third, they've got to realize that this team is beatable. If 6 NA teams can beat them, one of us can.
Oh, That's bold. I like that. No, but it's true, though, in a sense.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because when they went out and competed in Vegas, I believe, they were not meshing quite yet. It was more of a test rather than it was a declaration of, like, ability. So I feel like if Fabi went out to North America with the way that they were playing, we talked about supremacy and their, you know, the NA rotations. I mean, that was all over the place. It was like,
fantastic.
Yeah, that was, Fabi were just spot on. And it looks like they looked at the best of the best in North America and took notes there. But now, taking a look at Infuse, though, yeah, you're right. If they do put a dent in the armor, that'll be massive. Look at the keys for victory here, Onset. What do you have?
I mean, you can see communication, power-ups, power weapons. These are things that both of these teams, and to win tournaments, you have to do. But it's the waiting for your team part that I think is important and staying alive. Fabi are so good at getting that first kill. We saw it yesterday. In those 4v4 situations, they always get that first pick. So staying alive and waiting for your teammates is going to be really, really important because Infuse need to try and press any advantages and try and basically do what Fabi do, which is get that first pick, get that first kill, and allow them to push up, get map control, get in control of those objectives. And you know, if they can do that, and I think you alluded to something in your analysis there, Harry, is they need to take one of these first games. They need to take one of these first games. Just remember, Fabi haven't lost a game, not a series, a game since before full season Pro League. That's an insane stat. But if you go into this series now against, you know, the second-seeded tournament team in the tournament, sorry, and you lose that first game,
谁会是第一个拿到欧洲职业联盟赛的第一张门票呢？
Said it once. Say it again. Defeat.
欧洲冠军职业联盟的门票，冠军赛的门票。
Is it really? To be fair,
I mean, you guys tasted it a lot when we did the NAEU caster scrims. You know, you tasted it quite a bit.
But this is what I was talking about.
What was it like?
Focus on the game. Focus on the game.
7-3 or something.
Focus on the game.
But this is the thing. You made a really good, valid point as well. With Fabi, because I haven't dropped a map since, before full season, you've got to remember that they don't know what it's like to lose. And I know what a couple of these players are like, especially Mose. He really, really takes it to heart. And he's one of those people, he will just moan, complain, scream. I've heard it before. I find it annoying. But this is the thing. When someone does take a map of them, that could destroy their confidence just by taking one game of them. And then they'll think, oh my God, actually, we need to really do something about this.
It's the memories coming back of last year, isn't it? It's, oh, we should win this. This should be easy for us. We'll be at Worlds. And then you lose that first game. It's like, oh, not again. Not again. Like, we can't do this again. We're not going to choke again. And even though it's the first game of a 5-game series, everything comes back and things can change. You never know. Halo's a funny old game.
All right, guys. Well, let's take a look at the series here as we get ready for this bracket final.
一等杀戮，第三站是巴萨要塞，那第四站是登等抢七，而且它也是一张经典。那最后一站是 Plaza Stair， 我觉得第一站应该是发博会，第二张很难讲 ，Plaza 也非常难讲 ，Plaza Strong 要塞那张也超级难讲。那觉得决胜图不是 Plaza 要塞就是 Tencent 的抢七。
It is very good for both teams, but at the end of the day, you've got to show whoever wants it more. So
that's the one Infuse needs to win.
Yeah, but and also the Eden Slayer, it also depends. It's very situational. So yeah, we'll have to see how it cracks on.
It's an interesting series. I think both of these squads at this point, I mean, they wouldn't have cared what the game types were. You know, they've both practiced, they've both played every single one of those game types so many times now that they're just going to have to get into it. You have to be good at every single game type to win tournaments. So it's going to be super interesting to see how they match up. I'm so excited for this game. We're about to send someone to Worlds.
You know, this is unbelievable. Like, we've been waiting for this all weekend. You know, we've gone from 28 teams down to these two in the winners' finals, and I can't wait to see what happens after this.
All right, guys. Well, now it's time for the winner bracket final matchup between Fabi and Infuse, and of course, to bring in the action, who better than the one and only Sims and Wonderboy? Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Alex. Yes, indeed. Harry, a pleasure to be in the hot seat this match. Obviously, we get the pleasure of sending one of these two European teams to the 2017, and the first team in the world, in fact, to be confirmed for that prestigious event. They go battle out for their share of $1 million. Who better to be kicking things off with the man, the myth, the legend, possibly the best player in Europe currently is Respectful.
Yeah, he's been renowned pretty much as the best player in Europe since the end of summer season. But alongside him, he has some strong slayers. But Respectful really has been the man who has stood out for this 5-game squad. Looking at the game types throughout this series, I honestly think a couple of them could go in the way of Infuse. Some favourable game types definitely for them. So Fab are going to have their work cut out to them early on in this series, and you can see Respectful right here. They're already on the back foot. You can see just them doubling up in their own base, making sure they're pushing through.
Yeah, I don't by any means think it's going to be easy for them. I think they're good for the money. But however, they kind of need to do that in order to, and I want to touch on what Mark said, kind of exert their dominance. And show the push over. A bloody damn good force. They need to absolutely trash them. They don't want to let this one get close. Only a best of 5. You don't want to be pushing game 5. They want to trash them into the floor, just as they have done. Stick someone randomly. Snaky gets blue screen of death. Then Respectful comes in, it cleans up the flag, so that's going to be out and about. Cristola, half shields over here in bubble. Grenade goes down. I'm seeing some more bullets. Only songs a further song. The level of teamwork and communication on this Fab roster.
Yeah, this life from Respectful right here is so vital. Not only has he returned his own flag, he can also start moving the infused flag as well. And this is actually a questionable flag route right here. I was surprised to see him not move this straight through car 2. As a result, he's going to be flanked through bottom middle from Cristola. He's immediately on the return as well. I really like the way Respectful played that until that flag run came in, and now Infused there on the aggression. A bit of a missed PP shot right there from Cristola, and Jimbo will play.
The green P, certainly not going to do much damage. Move over to Jimbo's POV. Legendary people of the European scene. Everyone knows good old Jimmy Boy, getting heavy on the streaming. Recently hit 100 subscribers on Twitch, so big congratulations to him. The grind has finally paid off. Unfortunately, does get taken down at P2. Flux and Kimbo. Also, 2 down now. Great little advancement here. Will crouch up against the wall. One person goes soaring above his head. We hear the noise of the thrusters and stabilizers kicking in. However, it doesn't matter. Jimbo and 2 Foxy are going to answer 2 back themselves, including Perry, aka 2 Foxy. See what he's doing. One person's coming out of the bubble while overside on the map. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, it seems to be all Respectful so far in this game. But looks like Camouflage is actually in favor of Infused. That's Flux on your screens, but again, another key kill there for Respectful. He seems to be doing everything in this game. Just took down the Camouflage player there as well. Nullifying effectiveness. Another kill on the board for Respectful. This is why this man is known as the best player in Europe. He's doing so much work right now, whether you realize it or not. He's putting down so much damage, getting key returns, key flag runs. He's capping flags, killing Camouflage players. This man is doing it all.
And the one thing down low, wait for a second. Now they're going to run it P side. Didn't have the initial help. 3 members of Fab will drop. That's going to be the return. Now it's what we see coming out of him. That's firstly going to be a sword coming out of Kimbo. He's going to be in the base.
刚有出现一个 Kimbo 原本是也是 Favo， 可是后来换成 Jimbo， 因为 Jimbo 打法对 Favo 他们战术性配置比较，而且 Jimbo 打法蛮适合配上 2 Foxy。
He'll go down as well. Let's swap over to Kimbo. We haven't really seen too much of him so far in this series. They are of course down in game number 1. 1-0 so far.
哎呦，有机会哦！
Kills 2 Foxy.
Infused看看。
Moving this flag. It's all about how his teammates are going to cover him right here.
哦，平手了，平手了，平手了！不见不见。
That's actually going to allow this fight to be moved right here. This could be 1-1 unless some of the Fabi players are able to overextend to top middle to Carbine, but Cristola's already there. That's going to be 1-1.
Cristola with the bodyguard comes in on the opposing side. Stealth cap as well. No one touching him. But I also have to mention, Harry, the stealth cap. Sometimes it kind of says a lot about the team. You know, they're not just desperate in a flag and just YOLOing it. You see too many teams, it's like, oh crap, he's got the flag. Let's just run at him. But then they end up dying. It makes matters worse.
Yeah, and that's something that Fabi have worked on during Jimbo's
They
really want to tighten up their game and make sure they're not giving up silly mistakes. They realize, hey, if we push right here, we could be giving up 2 caps in a row. And actually, 3 slays once again here for Infused. That means Kimbo once again is going to be running a flag. So this could actually be, again, another flag up here for Infused.
差一点，所以Favo这个回击好啊。
With the sword, that's going to stall the flag just enough. And he is weak. He can't quite put the flag in though. The return might just come in right here. It's 1 sliver away from being returned, but they get the touch. But the slays come in once again. It's right on the spot. Jimbo here is moving in for this return, but so much pressure coming in from Infused. And that flag, oh my god, is on the spot. Jimbo moving in for the return. He gets the touch as well. That flag's returned from Fabi.
Absolutely.
这个真的，那个进攻跟防守真的打得很好。
A level of respect for not just
That
actually stopped them from getting counter capped on. Look at this.
It's
quiet because this is so.
No
idea. Neither the players. There's one.
Oh!
Doesn't get the scope in. He's going to get chased and hit hard by the AR. Whips out one of him. His own. Oh! Clutch. Flux comes in and saves the day. He does drop, but at least trades off with the player's sword. We're more than likely. He actually stays with him. Flux get the beat down initially. But you know what? Respectful says, not today, my friend. You can have the AR.
Very interesting in this game. Actually, all slays seem to be pretty much even. The player there, Mose, once again with the sword, just flying up into the attic to take down that infused player right there. Slay's pretty much even so far, which is quite telling in the scoreline as well. Camouflage not for another minute, so we're going to see another kind of slugfest. On truth, you can see 2Foxy just being a nuisance underneath the infused base, and this is what this man does so well. He can really put damage down from behind and infuse. They have to make a decision. Do they chase this flag, or do they try and take 2Foxy out? They've taken 2Foxy out, but can they stop this flag? It looks like Flux is actually going to be in a position to help. I believe this is Chris. Taking down 2Foxy from behind. And also getting that return.
Flux just absolutely beeline away from the flag. He's now inside of the map. He's took the sword away from Frabby. He's actually come around. He's inside the base. One-on-one battle. Big battle with Respectful. Takes him down. So now they have potential to move this flag, but he needs to be aware. 2Foxys on the opposing side. Carbine in hand. Just going hard defense right now. Moses under the base. One-on-one battle again that he needs to win. Manages to do it, so now they at least clear Infuse out of the base.
Yeah, while we were, you know, kind of fantasizing over that massive play there from Flux, it was actually 2Foxy with the 2 Carbine kills. We saw it in the kill feed. That was the bigger play to be made in that kind of situation, and 2Foxy pulled it off. And now it's Cristola with the sword, and this is a dangerous position here for Fabi. They don't make sure if they don't clear out Cristola here in the Fabi base, they could be in for a bad time as he had that sword. But it looks like actually Camouflage is going to be in the hands of Snaky, but he's just gone down to the hands of Mose. I want to see a little bit more of Mose POV if we can, because this man so far in this game, it seems to be the man getting the first kill more often than not for Fabi.
Yeah, I think we need to just seem to focus on the main slayers who are just popping up in the kill feed time and time again. Grenades will go down into unfortunately has to reload. Kimbo take advantage, a little bit unlucky there. Most turns around with the pistol, pops it in, and as you can see, just coming off the back of that one, keeping the pressure applied onto Infuse, trapping him in the base. Across the map with the back of the net, we're up 2-1.
Really sneaking that flag across the map, and now Infuse, they basically have to start slaying again. 2 kills immediately though. That's going to be the trigger to Flux to push into the Fabi base right here. But Jimbo picking up a nice kill on Kimbo right there is going to slow down the push. Snaky taking down Mose will help things out, but you can see the spawners from Fabi already flooding into the base. That means Flux and the boys have to slay out yet again. Cristola with 2 though. That's going to help things out, and now we can start moving this flag.
Mose and Respectful though. I believe that's all 1, 2, 3 members though. They've just wiped him off the map. Everything that they put into that and really delivered into it to make it push forward and get something. Respectful again, you just saw 2 grenades coming straight across. You saw the kill feed, took them down, then Mose cleans up a 3rd. Every time they look like they're making headway to try and make something happen, you just see this big defense. And we've seen Mose and both 2Foxy up on there on P3 with the carbine, just putting it up there, sitting and going on the hard defense. Flag goes for a move for just a second. We do have Cristola, at least we'll save the day and stop any advancement on that one. Look who it is, we've just spoke about it again, 2Foxy with this carbine. Yeah. Saw it with Snipe Drone in the previous games. Like, players just know that this weapon, it hurts. Whether you're online or online, it absolutely drills.
Yeah, it does. Respectful there was trying to move a flag, but you can see in the kill feed, Flux took him out. But one thing I really like out of Fabi, they have 2Foxy here posted up with the carbine in the carbine tower. Camouflage is actually in the hands of Snaky, so we'll Snaky. But one thing I like about Fabi is the fact they had 2Foxy in the tower with the carbine. He had players pushing into the flag to try and bait out the infused players. When you pull the enemy, has to react to that and try and take down the flag. Otherwise, he's going to make some ground across the map. Fabi realized that, and 2Foxy was able to pick up slays very easily right there.
But at least he gets the kill, and so does Cristola. So that's 2 down now. Mose answers back on defensive. Shoots him through the little gap in the window. Kimbo takes down 1 as well. So Jimbo coming up the respawn. Tangerine goes flying above his head, avoids the first grenade, gets the swipe, takes him down, but unfortunately 2 more players. They're kind of turtling just a little bit, but you know what? They're managing to slay out now and move out. Snaky coming up into P2. We'll stick on his POV. Hopefully we'll go through the death screen as well. We'll give him a little bit of love to see what he does, because at the moment he's between a rock and a hard place. Checks the radar. Swords coming in. Spartan charge as well. Just sticks it in his chest. takes him down. We'll wait with him off the respawn, see where he goes straight off of there, because you can have a lot of Fabi just running in his face, which is, as you can see there, look at Mo's. Got a sword, let's just beeline, give him hell.
Yeah, give them hell indeed, and Mo's actually was taken down. So Jimbo here with top middle control. The slates in the game actually only +4 for Fabi, so the slate's actually pretty even. Make that 5 now as Jimbo takes down Cristola, but slates in the game, you know, they're pretty even, and Fabi still have another flag capture on the board in comparison to Infused. Only 130 left in the game though, so this is really getting to the nitty-gritty part of the game. Infused really need to start stringing some kills together. You can see 2 kills right there, but the problem is they're nowhere near the Fabi base. They have to slay again before they pull this flag, and you can see the Fabi spawners there all flooding back to the base, and that flag's pretty much dead, so they have to get more kills, but Fabi are already pouring into the base.
攻的也很好，但是攻不进去，攻不破发火的航线。你在等隐形，哦，隐形，发火到隐形哦。对，那是要3-1结束哦。
Both teams here had 81 kills each. Now we see Fabi, they've just picked up 4, so now they've got 85 to 81. However, the flags are both being moved again. Both of them are out and about and being pulled. We may possibly even see Jimbo though with the camo slowing down for just a second. Going to get the return because absolutely no one knows he's there. A very, very unlucky kill. If it had been just a second earlier, they may have been able to make something happen. Mo's getting pinned. As Flux downstairs. That's gonna be game. Throws it up.
刚刚那个真的是一个黑很基本，就是你除了要跑旗之外，你要适合丢旗，用地形游戏。像刚刚他在1楼嘛，那他把气质丢回家里的窗口，那在家里生活人就把气质接着，然后这个往回冲就送回到起点，那就得分了。就是配合上真的很讲究配合跟战术上，他控场你要地图要控得好才有办法，因为你地图控不好，冲阵也很乱，真的很难去跑旗。因为跑旗一定遇到中途，一定要障碍。
All round on the Fabi squad, very nice stats indeed. Look at the assists, in fact, across the game. Flux with 20 as well. Lethal
Jimbo 真的杀很。
He is the tactician for that team and the glue.
Respectful， 他刚开始真的打得非常好。
It's so hard to play against this Fabi squad when they are rolling like they were on Truth Capture the flag right there.
6 kill difference though between the two teams. I know, fair enough, it's about objective and objective efficiency in this one, sticking the flags in the back of the net, but I have to give credit where it's due. You know, Infused, they did not make that easy.
And you know what's actually really fascinating? Infused had 4 camo grabs compared to Fabi's just 2, and Fabi still won the game. That really just speaks to how good they are at shutting down the camouflage grabs, and also just playing when, you know, there's no power-ups in play and just playing with that sword and those rifles. So very nice stuff from Fabi, very much what we expected here in game number 1. Now, the next game is where it gets a little bit hairy for Fabi, in my opinion. We're going to Eden Slayer, and Eden's a bit of a funny one. If you can grab a player like Cristola, who's on your screen right now, if you can get him like a power weapon, like a rocket launcher, or preferably a sniper rifle. We've seen the shots that Cristola can hit in the Pro League. Obviously, that fantastic highlight play.
The Colosseum.
It's engraved in my mind, man, in the back of my skull. Every time I go to sleep, I just see that Cristola play. Absolutely crazy shots he hits. So if Infuse can get a sniper in Cristola's hands,
就比较难讲，因为在数次抢旗的话，我真的觉得 Fabro、Visto 他们真的默契上配合会比较好。那Eden Slayer就很难讲，因为毕竟2队实力没有说差到非常多。那其他场打久的场次都会有一些变化性。那有可能这场 Infuse 就过关，有可能他们就还是没办法。那更难讲的是 Plaza 要赛真的会很难讲，因为有时候一压就压到底，而有时候一压一个回防，那就很难再攻回去。就是他有些地形有高低差。
Honestly, with the performance that we've just seen coming out of Infuse, and again, it was only a 6 kill difference. I have to stress that. I know it's not about Slayer, but to be able to keep up in kills with Fabi, that speaks, you know, words. It speaks volumes, Harry.
I think if Infuse take this game, they can potentially force a game 5.
Really?
Fabi are undefeated on Plaza, and Plaza is.
我还是觉得会3-1结束了。
But if they can take this one, I fancy Infused on Fathom. We saw Fabi especially on Jimbo's stream, really struggle with Fathom capture the flag. They really struggle pinning in.
不要让 Tufax 他去抢，他真的很恶心。
Let spawners overextend into their own base. So if Infuse can do that against them on Fathom, they can definitely force a game 5. But first, they absolutely have to take this Eden Slayer.
All right then, kicking things off with Kimbo's POV. We got the sniper rifle. We're going to
chill over here.
See what we got. I think it'd be good at this point. Maybe Harry stick on the
play.
I'll show you guys at home where people are going to be hanging around and look through the eagle eye of Mr. Kimbo himself. Bring that up in just a sec. There we go. 1 person, 2 people moving out of rockets. 2 people up on this catwalk.
Kimbo.
Gets a quick tag up. 4-0 though. Make that 5. Well, talk about a good start, homie.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about. Eden Slayer, it can be one of those game types where if you don't get the power weapons shots like these, you can really find yourselves in a hole early on. Kimbo, they're tagging the no-scope on Jimbo, but excuse me.
Actually,
he's going to find this sniper rifle, and now this is where Fabi can really get back into the game. But you can see Snaky in the kill feed has the rockets as well. So Fabi, despite grabbing the sniper here with Respectful, his main target right now is going to be Snaky, as he still has those rockets in play.
Oh, someone just comes flying across the map to try and tag him up. Still only 1 kill on the board here. 3 goose eggs are living loud and proud, so to speak. But you know, I actually think, I mean, I could be proved wrong here, and usually I am, but I think if I was Team Infused, I wouldn't be that stupid to stick my head out. They know exactly that Brandon does have this sniper rifle, and he's just playing. Especially now he's kind of a little bit more out in the open, but
这到结束都很难讲。
Giving away death, there's absolutely no reason to do it.
Yeah, and Infuse right here are playing for this next set of.
最后说一下，载道跟蓝家是这个图的关键控场位置。
Fabi at the moment look like they have a little bit of turbine control, but Kimbo's actually pushing around the blue bend. Snaky there actually pushing to the tower as well. Cristola's scalp just gets taken off by Respectful right there. Beautiful shot
through the gap.
He did exactly, and now Fabi actually have turbine control for this next set of rockets. So. With the rockets ready, make a play for them. It's going to be a big kill right here for Respectful doesn't make it happen. So looks like it's going to be Cristola to pick up the sniper. 1 bullet left in that, but I believe the rockets are actually in the hands of Flux.
天哪 ！Infuse 整个大反攻，他们完全被压制了。
Holy God!
You know what's funny? It was actually Cristola who was domed by Respectful. Exactly. How's about that, man? Anything you can do, I can do better.
That is amazing. But just to touch on a little bit more, what kind of of a spiral of events that happened there? 3 members of Fabi went down. Fair enough. They only had 1 bullet in the sniper, but more importantly, this man, he gave them rocket control, Harry.
Yeah, he did, and he.
哦，2发都没中，浪费2发火箭了。
We'll miss that one. We'll miss the second.
哦，承认那个火箭真的不太好用。
Taking him down right there. That could be a swing point in the game. He has help here as well. 2 slays in the kill feed from Fabi.
新版的火箭比攻击比较好用，旧版的是飞弹版。
Into the hands of Respectful, who was hitting some very nice snipe shots, and it looks like Fabi are in a great position to grab the sniper.
哦，2发上去像精彩了，精彩了。
2 Foxy. So very nice play there out of Fab. They're certainly not out of this one yet. The next rockets come out in around 45 seconds exactly. So the idea for 2 Foxy right here, let Respectful get those kills with those rockets, and now he just can basically just try and find any of the
TK
who are overextending for kills. Cristola will trade off Mo's right there, but 2 Foxy, in my opinion, Fabi are going to try and make a play for tower right here so they can get 2 Foxy in a position to stare into Turbine, but instead they're going to flank round to Turbine from the blue bend and let 2 Foxy pick face.
Damage was done with those rockets. They got a few more kills on the board. Another Cristola once again. I really feel sorry for that boy. He must be getting a headache right now.
2 Foxy
planted between his eyeballs.
哎呦，追上去，5分差，5分差。
Sniper rifle's going to drop. Another rocket just goes flying in. No targets found off that one. Brute PR getting messy down there. Jim and Mo's working together. Kimbo will answer. He gets absolutely wiped out as well. Before he went down. Hard scoping in on those rockets. It's Cristola. What a win as well. Gets the battle. Gets a perfect, actually, in fact. We'll hop on board with this POV for just a second because once again, Harry, it's infused, grabbing those rockets time and time again.
Yep, and it's this man once again, Snaky with the rockets and a 7-kill lead as well. Convert these rockets into kills. Does on 2 Foxy right there. Going forwards, and
honestly, if take this game and they go to that game 4 Fathom Capital Flag, which admittedly isn't one of Fabi's strong game types, we could be seeing a game 5 right here. I know it's a pretty early to speak to that in the series. We're only in game number 2, but we have to look forward. Fabi, they don't look comfortable here on Eden. They're down by 10, and Snaky, he still has these rockets.
What a fairy tale story this would be if Infuse somehow managed to beat Fab and just go to Worlds above them first. This is a scary roster, you know. We knew it were good coming into this, but just how good I did not expect to be seen. When I look at the scoreboard, 28-19 and Eden TS. But then again, Harry, you did mention how this map just plays to their strengths so much. Yeah, it really does, and especially when you have this man. This is the second sniper he's grabbed in the game, and Kimbo isn't one of those players. He can hit the flashy shots, but he very rarely goes for them. He's just more of like a solid sniper, right? I mean, he always seems to convert this weapon into kills, the sniper rifle that is. But Kimbo is getting pressured early on, but he's rotated all the way around to red. The next rocket's coming up in 30 seconds. So we'll see Kimbo here rotate either outside or to the catwalk to try and secure his team's turbine control. You can see on the player outlines right there, 3 Fabi players. Oh, the dome of Jimbo gets taken off. Please. And he actually tags the no-scope as well. But 2 Foxy challenging. That's, I don't think he did either, because he put his gun away. Down he goes. So, you know, great challenge there. Challenge accepted, and he took it, and he got the kill. Rocket's going to be dropping in 6 seconds. Could be game-changing. Still a very, very close game. 21-9. There's the Rockets bang on 6 minutes. He knows that player's coming back, though. He baits him out for just a second. Grenade comes in, takes him down. Infused once again with these rockets. They are not letting go of these fireworks there at the moment. It's really kind of Fabi's weakness. They're just destroying them. And what's absolutely heartbreaking as well for Fabi, it was Respectful who picked up the new snipe, but was taken out by Snaky immediately. And now the sniper's going to transition actually into the hands of Flux. So now it's Flux's turn to try and convert this weapon into some kills. Really nice stuff out of Infused. 40-24 against Fabi, the most dominant team Europe's seen in quite some time. Haven't dropped a map in goodness knows how long. Are down 40-24 on Eden Slayer. Great stuff from Infused. They're really converting these power weapon kills. They have 5 in comparison to Fabi's just 2. Is this happening? Is this really happening? This is real life. This is absolutely insane. 40-25. Things are getting quite slow. I think in the back, going to be setting up.
现在是完全压制啊，重武器都在他们上面。
Game to do it now. Only 9 kills remaining. As we see Flux stick another bullet between the visor of a Fabi player.
气势不够，拉不回去，靠气势赢过去就对了。
As long as Snaky again keeps chiming in kills towards that kind of 50 kill mark, we're going to be looking on to the next game. Snaky actually is down, so we'll swap over to Kimbo, who just took down 2 Foxy. I would love to go early on in the next game with a listening to Fabi if we can, because the next game is actually Plaza Strongholds. And 2 Foxy's play calling on Plaza is exceptional. It really is. Probably the best in Europe. So Fabi listening at the start of the next game I think would be a great idea, but first let's watch the rest of this Eden Slayer. And Respectful finds himself down 13 kills with only 7 deaths for him and his team to play with as well. Eden Slayer right here.
So it's pretty much the countdown is on now. We're approaching.
有点大势已去的感觉，但是还是有机会啊。打得好的话，因为他重武器一开始真的都被Infuse抢走，策略上有发挥作用。
Challenges that one as well. He'll accept the double kill challenge. But if you are just joining us, welcome along to the European 2017 Halo World Championship London qualifier. This, of course, is pretty much the two best teams in Europe right now. Infuse against Fab E. Flux again with another double. He's going to round this up, looking for the last one. Rockets in the back pocket, 3 of them to play with. He's pretty much gonna put the nail in the coffin here.
Oh!
Rocket goes in, doesn't fire.
打得漂亮，打得漂亮。
Another one comes down.
就是打下来，策略上啊，拿武器啊，然后走位什么的。
They take down Fabi in game number 2, which at least guarantees us a game 4 on stream. Remember, this series will send the very first team to California. The winner of this is going forward to NA to compete for their share of $1 million.
All right, so we got a series. Eden Slayer,
Jimbo 打好差，好可惜啊。
Best scoreline, but again, we speak about it so much. It's so hard to play against the other team when they get so many power weapons. Looking at the scorelines, Snaky with an exceptionally fantastic game. 15 and 7 out of him, and then Slayer is particularly very good. Low deaths and high kills as well. 11 assists out of Cristola, so very, very nice stuff out of them.
Kimbo with 13 and 10 as well. And I tell you what, man, Infused, they just looked the complete package right there on Eden Slayer. And we said that this would be one of those game types that Fabi really struggled with. And it was evident right there here in London that Eden Slayer might be a little bit of a sore spot here for this Fabi squad.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, we think back to Pro League, you know, Kimbo, he was the only one. He's given Infused. I keep thinking these two teams, the amount of times they've played against each other and been on the rosters. But he actually gave Fabi their only series loss throughout the entire, entire spring season. And hell, I genuinely think they can possibly do it. Quick tweet. You can tweet in all weekend. Actually didn't catch there, but thank you very much. Halo WC, we want to hear your predictions, who you think is going to be taking this one. But of course, which two teams will be advancing to California? $1 million, Harry. That's a lot of cheese.
It's a lot of cheese, isn't it? Shame I'm lactose intolerant, really. But game 3. Plaza
Take your tablets and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
The worst part is I actually really like cheese as well.
Feels bad,
and milk. And donuts.
And everything else in the world.
But game number 3, Plaza Strongholds. I have Fabi taking this one. It would take some fantastic play out of Infused to take this out of their hands. But honestly, I think 2Foxy's play calling on Plaza especially is just exceptional. Like we said in the commentary in the last game, 2Foxy really just knows what to do, and he really keeps his team level-headed in game. He's constantly saying, when we hear in the listening, no doubt you'll hear him saying, don't be the first death. Let's get the first kills. Just sit still if you have to. This was something I picked up from Jimbo's stream, actually. 2Foxy is constantly drilling that mentality into his team. Just don't be that first death. When we get the first kill, let's go then. Let's just wait for the other team to make the mistake. And that's what I expect to see out of Fabi, here on Plaza Strongholds. And then going into game 4 will be Fathom Capture the Flag as well. So that will really set up a really enticing series. I actually have Infused taking that one. And that
8场要赛啊，真的会是决战。
Game 5.
关键的一战就是这种。
What an absolute pleasure and an absolute treat it is to be sat here casting this one.
Woo!
Guys in the audience, y'all make some noise. Y'all having some fun?
真的很喜欢胜这个所谓
Things are getting
说赛评呢，还是说主播真的很喜欢他。他的风格啊，讲话的方式真的不一样。那我又不关于这些问题，所以决定来试试看。就开个10多啊，然后做战术衔接啊，因为毕竟自己真的喜欢这个东西。
To score 100 points will be
经过多大小事啊！哇，引擎最开始引擎知道拿到。
Will be our first person to watch. Grenades going in thick and fast. First strike comes in. Crystal
goes down.
Up. However, I'm seeing a Spartan beelining across. Down we go. You know what? I've actually been told in my ears, Harry, we have a Fab E. Quick look at their communication. See how things are faring up after that first initial loss.
Is it good now?
No, you can't.
Oh, my mic's not working.
哦，发现有问题。
Well then.
We tried.
Yep, we tried. I'll take responsibility for that one. YOLO.
Jimbo just being a drama queen.
So we'll get a couple of things fixed up.
My mic isn't working.
Oh, you know. It's not as if communication means though. It'll be fine. So we'll, yeah, guys, we'll get that one reset.
重来了。
Cracked on with it once again.
What timing for that listening?
Yeah. Damn it to listen. Mic's not working. Feels bad, man.
Feels Jimbo, man.
But yeah, I mean, this is, I've got to mention it. I'm just speculating here, but this is kind of the first time I've ever looked across that roster and thought, they actually look slightly worried. They're not the same, you know, laughable, joyable, having a bit of banter kind of roster that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing Fabi so cool, calm, and collected, but they actually look almost a little bit kind of uptight there on the stage. Like, we were so used to them at like the ESL studios and looking at them on that stage back then at 4 season finals. Like, sitting on that stage, they look so like relaxed and calm. But here they just look a little bit. I don't want to say nervous because obviously they've been here time and time again, but they certainly look a little bit worried, and they are completely within their rights to be worried because this Infused squad, man, they are putting up a hell of a fight, and they've looked really strong, especially in that last game, 50-30 on Eden Slayer. Don't forget, this is Fabi, who haven't dropped a map. That's their first map drop at a competitive tournament for quite some time. Certainly, they went at the 4 season finals undefeated without dropping a map. So that's really going to shake Fabi down to their core. They're going to say, wait, what? We're not undefeatable? Hold on. There's something wrong here.
So just while we get this one reset, Harry, let's recap for the people at home that haven't been, you know, following the European scene for as long as what we have initially Fabi was created.
美国有 MVS， 欧洲有 Fabio， 真的是长征冠军的队伍。
Without a single loss, they take someone out of that roster. They replace them. They then go on to win the summer season. We then start off again. Jimbo becomes free agent. What do? They replace another player, Kimbo. 2 of their ex-teammates sat on that opposing roster. Without any losses, they replace them, which says to me that anyone on this roster is replaceable. It's all about the win, and they take and they build that team around what they think needs to be done to get the W. I mean, that kind of mentality, it speaks about how much they want to win this. I mean, personally, I can never now. I don't see any of those players from that roster. But then again, when I look at Kimbo, I think, for me, definitely individually one of the top 3 players in European Halo. I still can't believe they booted him off the roster.
I'd completely agree with that, to be honest with you. Kimbo is just such a strong individual talent, but he has to go up against this Fabi squad who, honestly, man, we said before, they haven't dropped a map at full finals, and they, honestly, they are, you can never count them out in a competitive setting. They're up here on the stage, and Fabi, they're going to be looking to try and take down Infused here in this series.
You know what, Harry? While we've got a little bit of time, let's actually take a quick look at a VT and have a chat and have a look at how Fabi have been faring up coming into this competition.
My name is Brandon Stones. I'm the team captain for Fab Gaming, and my gamer tag is Respectful.
Regarding competition, I'd say there's 3 big main teams. The French side, Supremacy. They've got a lot of good players. London Conspiracy, and then definitely Infused. A lot of up-and-coming players. Genuinely, I think they're all on par. With online practice, everyone's pretty much at the same sort of level, so on the day, kind of anything could happen. Regarding the open teams, obviously you've got Epsilon that have been doing really well online, but for me, I think the XL squad, they've got a lot of experience, and I feel they're going to be one of the loudest teams at the event. I can see Epsilon definitely causing an upset. I mean, I'm not really sure who against, as to say, but they're quite a strong team, and I can see something happening. We played really well last tournament, and we've only improved as a team, so we're going for that perfect record again. Last event, we didn't drop a single game. All it is we want to go to Worlds, top 2. We've played well because we've got LAN veterans on our team. We've all got plenty of experience, and we've been a team the longest. Everyone's making team changes after every season and whatnot, and we've just stuck together and got stronger. Strengths of each of my teammates, I'd say Mose, he's very aggressive. He's always the first kill, but he's just a really strong slayer. 2 Foxy, he brings a lot of communication, a lot of like saying what to do, where to go sort of thing. Basically, if it comes to the sort of situation, if you want him to clutch it, he'll go clutch. And Jim, he's just an all-round player. If you get him to slay, he'll slay, do the objective, he'll do everything for you. Halo WC, we just want him to make it to America. That's what we're focused on. That's our goal, doing well over there. Obviously, it's just us gunning for first.
第2场重打。
Loud and proud, and honestly, everybody knows that this team has more than enough ability to do this. Get the job done, make it to Grand Finals, and book a ticket to North America. Game 2, guys, is now reset. We are locked, we are loaded. We're going to be getting underway with this Strongholds Plaza game. Once again, if you are just joining us, welcome along. Tweet the stream, use the hashtag HaloWC. Tweet us at HGS. Let us know who you think is going to take this series. And of course, going to match up in the Grand Finals after we play through loser bracket. On board with 2 Fox, and you mentioned being the shot caller, being the absolute beast on this map, Harry.
Yeah, I still love to do this with Fabi if we can. Hopefully it goes a little bit better this time round than it did last time. But yeah, Fabi, 2 Foxy, he really is the shot caller for Respectful in that VT we just saw. He said he brings a lot of communication, a lot of telling his players where to go, and you'll see that a lot during the listening. You'll hear that a lot during the listening, I should say, as Jimbo here will capture bottom middle early, and that sets a very nice kind of vibe for Fabi going forward. I was about to say.
Yeah, I saw where you were going with it, but you know what? There's still a purple team. There's still a purple team.
I tried.
London Conspiracy have got the colours right. But Mose is diving down, gets taken out as well. Will fall to try and take control of it. Get a hold on what's going on, because things are getting a bit messy in the death pit. Looking straight across at Nest, 2 plot captures.
咖啡厅其实是咖啡厅整个要点是一个也是蛮关键，所以潮很关键之后就是咖啡厅。因为你潮被压的时候，只有咖啡厅可以救，就潮且咖啡厅提供所有。Holy shit!
Holy hell! What a save!
Kimbo 这个打的真的很好。
Yeah, that was fantastic. Cristola got the trade but couldn't grab the reset. Kimbo actually saw Jimbo there, I believe it was, trying to fly across right there to try and grab that reset. But Kimbo, he predicted the move that grenade off and
Infuse 因为
Jimbo and now
第二场他们
20-0. Fabi had
那
bottom Jimbo picking up
第三场，实际上气势还是在，那靠气势压过去。对啊，发不到什么气势可以回来，不然基本上还是很难打。
On this stronghold right here, but a couple of kills going in the kill feed in their favor. Fab, they could potentially take the nest right here.
One thing we always mention in this area when we're talking about it, the terminology of bleeding them out. How strongholds works. What does that reference mean exactly?
Basically, bleeding out the other team means if they are not scoring, you basically need to grab as many strongholds as you can. Total control is what you want. When you get those slays on the board and you're already scoring, go for the enemy team's stronghold. Get as many points on the board early as you can. And try almost just scatter the other team, because if you are on the other hand, it's such precise and concise kind of team movements and team decisions. And honestly, some teams really struggle with that, especially on the lower end in Europe. But Fabi are not one of those teams that struggle with that. You can see right here, they are back to scoring. But
这个图啊，就是计程车跟草站下来，现在站空档，因为草可以看到计程车。那如果说你站庭院，再看草，你看不下来。那庭院唯一能下草掉这种，下面庭院旁边有些会下去看计程车。其实那个图很难攻，而且他那时候要攻非常难攻。哦，你这实际上三个人都站下来了。
The double is there. He's got no support though. Takes out one. Needs some more help. We're going to see Flux diving in potentially from up on top.
这真的是重点在咖啡厅跟草。
Eagle eyes, 1, 2, 3 members just eyeing up bottom mid. Rotates.
把我被压制住。哦，打得好，这个打。
Pushing in aggressive. They're not stopping this pure aggression. Thankfully, Jimbo saves Mo's life. Ground pound town was looking likely. Superman's fist was coming down.
我们现在先止血，因为你这个是真的领先太多了。那我们现在先止血。
Got to be careful though, yeah, because that's about a quarter taken unless they get the reset on it.
Yeah, and this is why Jimbo's actually rotating back to this kind of anchor spot right here. He
can
go down to bottom middle if he wants as well, but he could also see the yard. But he's seeing the nest is actually coming under the cosh from the Infused squad, but he's actually going to have to surrender that. Bottom middle is also ticking as well. Infused actually back to scoring. Wow. They take the nest and bottom middle simultaneously. Jimbo right here has to pick up the leftovers. He has to clean up those players, and if he can get bottom middle back here, this wouldn't be the worst.
Ah, Jimbo 可惜了。
Come in. He has help from a teammate though, so this really should be bottom middle going in favor of the Fabi squad, but I believe it's Flux here, who is still contesting. He's still contesting this strong.
没中。
Bottom middle going in favor, not just yet in favor of Fabi, but it looks like a couple of bodies in there. They will surely secure bottom middle, but again, 2 Infused members. Oh my God, is still being contested, and they make the stand. What a stand there inside bottom middle from Infused. Fantastic stuff.
Was that a fight for bottom mid for nearly 30 seconds? I mean, more importantly, that's just allowed Fabi just to tick and tick and tick, and look, 67 to 22. Now the pressure's back. They've taken, yeah, they kind of let it go for a second. It's gone. 2 people down bottom. Respectful down here with the shotgun. 3 members now, unfortunately for Infused, are down.
Yeah, we saw Cristola there playing a little bit slow on the nest, and he witnessed that bottom middle was being taken by Fabi and said, hey, you know what, let's just relax on this. I just need to make sure I keep the nest. In fact, he surrenders the nest instead to Fabi because Cristola went down. And this is what Fabi are so good at. Having someone up here, Respectful, what Respectful's doing right now is anchoring this spot, making sure any players that spawn in blue don't fly over to the nest, funnel them into the yard, and if they spawn tram, he can cut them off right here as well. He still has this shotgun in his back pocket as well with 2 shells in the chamber right there. So this is what we were talking about. Fabi are so good at go 4 down, and total control is still in favor of Fabi. They're down 60 to around 20. They're within around 15 points of coming back in this game.
Talk about a turn of events. Vanden goes one-on-one, gives Cristola 2 punches left and right. Good night, my friend. Nest, though, getting turned around. Look at that. Spins around on a pinhead, gets the call out, takes down the 1 shot, picks up the double as well. Going one-on-one battle for this nest. They need to be aware, though, while he focuses on this nest, other things are happening. You've got Yard and bottom mid to look after as well. But his teammates, Harry, they're not even, you know, no one's touching him. No one in Infused is getting the chance to even look in on either of those sides whatsoever. This kind of speaks volumes to what Fabi are doing. They were down by around 50 seconds.
He's doing so much work right now, man. He's got 2 kills in a row, and the beauty of Fabi is giving up the nest right there. Oh my word, if he would have made that kill, that would have been absolutely crazy.
下个
Help him out by taking out Flux as well. The beauty of them giving up the nest right there is that they were still scoring. They had total control, and the first the first capture on the board from Infuse was that nest, and because Respectful stayed alive, he was able to nest and recapture it as well. So once again, total control in favor of Fabi, and now Infused, they really have a decision to make. Do we push bottom middle? Do we get the yard to stop the bleeding? They actually grab bottom middle early to try and put down any of the players that are pushing. This would be a big for his team. He gets 3 in a row. The over's there as well. It's on the Prius. In fact, he will just get the kill. Kimbo helps him out and gets the camouflage as well. Very nice stuff here from Infused, and this is the kind of play they need to get back in this game, because Fabi are so good at Plaza Strongholds.
Completely bailed on Yard and no one took it. I'm going to say what's here as well. He's just going to touch it. He gets little by his BR, goes 1-on-1 with Jimmy. Accepts the challenge. The triple was above him. He's going to be half shields at least. That's going to be Moj just camping down. Bottom mid's about to get turned around. He gets tanked up as well, so he's forced to crawl back into S4. He can just sit there, but you know what I mean? He needs to dive in. They need to make something. On gold. Gonna try on this one. Comes around the corner. Unfortunately, finds 2 players. Gets absolutely lit up as he falls into 6 seconds away from winning game number 2.
Yeah, and with those 2 kills right there, if Jimbo can pick up this one, wouldn't be surprised to see him push straight into the yard. I saw 2 Foxy. The player tags right there was already trying to flank straight through.
2v2v， 精彩精彩精彩！ 真的打得好精彩。
All over. Fabi, they take Plaza Strongholds as I predicted, but Infused, they made a hell of a game of that.
Did we hear some screaming then? What a game, what a series we've had so far. Let's take a look at the kill feed in just a second to show you how that one laid out in the end. Infused looks so good. It looked like it was in the bag, but unfortunately they just choked at the end as Fabi came in and just put a big bandage around it and wrapped it up. 18 and 14 coming out of Respectful, 17 and 16 from Jimmy to Foxy, 11 and 15, but 22. God damn it.
Respectful.
21 and 16 for most. Not the best of a series. Kimbo goes down 10 and 16.
Yeah.
I mean, let's break this one down for a second, Harry. What happened?
Well, the beauty of Fabi's Plaza Strongholds games is that they actually only had 6 more kills than the Infused side, and they ended up with the win. That's pretty crazy. Usually when you see a team win a Strongholds game, they're outslaying the other team by like 10+ kills when you see that kind of scoreline at the end, 100 to 76, I believe that was. But Fabi, wow, man, when they had control, the thing is, Infused had control for most of the game, but when Fabi had control, they really pushed that triple, and that's what sets Fabi apart, flanking into that yard, making sure when they get control, they get total control of the map. So really nice stuff there from Fabi, and now we head into Fathom Capture the Flag in game number 4. One of their weaker game types, I would say, definitely up there with their Eden Slayers, probably their weakest flag game type. So this is potentially a weakness that Infused could potentially try and target here for Fabi to force a game number 4.
Well,
最后一个关键的强棋，3分强棋，我还是觉得巴博会赢。
How this one's been unfolding, but I suppose
不过分层抢棋没办法像促使抢棋上有那么多技巧性，他的抢棋也是有技巧，只是应用的方式点的不一样，因为毕竟分层这张图是比较那种长方形的对称性地图，所以它不像促使是圆形。
With just, I think it was like 60.
那整个虽然分粉的抢棋，它整个战线都会拉长。
15, 16 odd more points than when they were up against Fabi. So Fabi really salvaging the game right there, and that's what sets them apart. They were able to dig deep and pull that Plaza Strongholds out of the bag in that one. 2 Foxy's play calling definitely coming into effect right there, and you can see they look a little bit disheartened right there. Obviously, they still have a game 4 to come up, but knowing that they are only 1 game away from dropping down to the losers bracket against Fabi, it's not the best feeling in the world.
It's not, but taking a map from Fabi in doing so, I'd be worried. I'd be looking at some of these other rosters out here. I'd be quite worried because so far Fabi have just been dumping on anybody that wants to challenge them. Infused, they're stepping up to the challenge. let's bring up for a second the series layout and show you guys at home how this one has been playing out so far and how we could potentially be ending this. We're moving into a Fathom CTF. If you are just joining us, this, of course, is your winner bracket final. Fabi going up against Team Infused. If, and it's a, well, I want to say it's a big if because Infused want to have something to say about it, but if we see Fabi win this next map, they're going to North America.
They most certainly are. Those Halo World Championships 2017. That's where their eyes are. Obviously, their eyes are on this series right now in this next game, making sure they solidify their place in North America. But Fabi have spoken for so long to make it out to America. Mosen, Respectful, losing out last year. Such a wonderful storyline if they were to make it to the World Championships this time around, but also they want to better the kind of marker that Jimbo set on that Epsilon squad last year. That fantastic top 8, I believe it was top 6 in the end, placing at the Halo World Championships. So there you go, the series now. Fabi actually took game number 1, 3-1 on Truth. Then the Eden Slayer, Fabi's first map drop in a competitive tournament in quite some time, 50-33. Infused took that one, and then as we just saw, Fab taking that game. Plaza Stronghold 100-76. We move on to Fathom, and what a game this is going to be. Definitely one of Fabi's weaker game types, so wouldn't be surprised to see Infused come out hot.
Absolutely fantastic scenes here at Wembley. On board with Foxy to kick off this game number 4. Grenades going in thick and fast. You can see those orange shots coming out of that light rifle. It's such a nasty weapon when you're scoping straight out the window on this map. Flag's already been moved though. All the different settings that have been moved in. This is absolutely extraordinary. We've got Infused. They're going to put one in the bag. They're going to stick the pressure back on Fabi. Harry. Wow. This is insane.
They just hit a 30-second flag capture on Fabi. That's crazy. I want to see how Jimbo and the boys actually bounce back from this one. Really nice shots on Kimbo right there. But I really want to know how Fabi's communication are going down right now. So if we can, I'd love to jump in with the listening with Fab Games.
Kimbo's weak, they're light. Kimbo's weak, they're light.
Kimbo's in the flag now.
I'm going to side of me. Get forward if you want. I'll get one. Harry, I'm going right side over.
4 guys in the flag.
One shot. The forward's going to push me.
On blue tree, on low, blue tree, on low.
Front jump.
One shot, one dead.
One's in the bottom mid, one's inside, one is going for tree. One is bottom mid, one is R3. Last guy is R3. Last guy is R3.
Come back from me, I think.
Dropping from it.
You guys are silent.
I didn't know what I was going to do.
No death.
Get on the front, I can help me.
Yeah, I should just fucking waited.
The flag now. We watch our left side, guys.
Kills, that's what it is. Two on my body, boys, go in. They both went behind side.
I got one.
Nice. Two went right.
Right down side.
What's left side of rail?
Be our weak Chris. I'm going through bottom mid, left side.
Rail and 20.
Charlie. He's got reloaded.
Look in.
The tree.
Down low.
Nice, Bram.
I got one.
One shot, bro.
On the porch. What's the front base? I'm pushing right side. Chris on the elbow. Got a right behind us. Chris on the elbow. What's the gen on me? The porch. Kimbo's weak. I can run warning. Two on side on Perry. Rail. They're going to have it, man. I can mitigate it.
Front base, I'm silver now, one shot. Go for it now. You got it. No, he's gone.
They're pit behind me.
We got caught. That's 52.
One shot. I killed
going to be coming up now.
One was one shot big pit. Don't worry, Blue pit,
Top mid jump and archery.
Two top mid, they got it now, 46.
Start getting up top, start getting control. They got rail and camo, start getting some kills.
Camo's top mid.
And archery, by the way.
He's got camo. Going for his tree.
He's gonna die, he's gonna push me.
More tree weak flags.
I died. Kimbo, Camo's got a tree, Camo's out splinters. Camo has splinters now, crouching.
Yeah, he's got end rail. I got him weak. One shot. Camo guy's dead. One running bomb mid.
I'm nading him.
He's weak, I'm behind him.
One shot.
Nice job, there's gonna be 2 I'm going for the shot away.
Top middle right now.
Top base with a BR.
I'm gonna hop top mid.
Front base still. Front base, man. That flag kill me. We want to win it. You got bomb mid. They're flag one shot Kimbo. They're live.
TV2 right now. I'm going. Looks like hot.
Stay alive. You need to stay alive, Brand. You need to stay alive. Where you guys? Silence. Stop giving away.
Pretty much neck and neck on the kills. Team Infused with 22. We're going to see Fabi picking up 20 as well. But it's all about the flags.
现在 Infused 真的是完全是压制发布。
I'm going to see Kimbo checking top mid. He's got Snaky there for some support as well.
我刚他们这样真听把我的对方点，只有觉得他们这样的已经有点光掉了，那气势不足，压不过去。听说是一上网力，气势压过去就对了。这是第一届世界冠军赛，那看到内的Legend 是这样打，看他真的是神，靠气势一整个反败。
To fluctuate the infused side. See what I did there, by the way?
I did, I like it.
But they're keeping this scrappy, it's very nice, and the next railgun coming up in 10 seconds is going to give them an opportunity to try and put some +1s on the board, get those kills, get those infused members down, because they are such strong slayers. If you put them on respawn, you're not going to have trouble with them.
What an absolute treat it is to be watching this. I don't know about you guys at home, but I am pumped. Fabi take down 3. The last member of Team Infuse has the railgun. It's going to be Kimbo. Sticks it in Jimbo's face, takes him down, last one alive, just standing his ground, going full defensive, finds respectful, top mid, another one accepts the challenge, but he says, right, you're going down. Most picks up a double kill in the kill feed with the light rifle. Snaky comes in, takes out 2 Foxy, also flag now. Snaky, great positioning, top mid, we saw him get that double earlier on. He will force himself into a position that he can play defensive, and he picks up the railgun as well.
Yeah, really not sure why Mose is trying to move that flag right there. It didn't really seem like the right play to make. I mean, if he doesn't pull that flag and Infuse don't know he's there, he can flank behind top middle and grab top middle control for his team. As a result, because he didn't do that, he decided to pull the flag, was shot down straight away. Now look, Snaky's on top middle. If Mose was still alive, he could flank this right here and actually take the railgun out of the player's hands. And Snaky is doing work with the railgun, will take out Respectful, but Jimbo puts an end to Snaky's life right there, and the flag's actually on the move. I believe this is Fabi,
pinch了
1-to-1 right here, Sims.
Look at that, just throws it, passes it along, give a basketball. FedEx delivery driver to receive the package. They're going to smack that one in. 1 apiece now, as we are here on game number 4, Fathom CTF. 2 Foxy doing some serious.
有机会再一次进攻，绕过去，全队发展到在他当蓝家了，上起，可是红家已经被拿起。
Yep, and Fabi are absolutely rolling right now. You can see the more direct flag route trying to be run right
now. Kimbo!
Take that underneath the treehouse, but look at Kimbo. Kimbo's doing work right now, man. Doesn't quite get the back smack, but will finish Respectful off with the headshot. That return's actually going to tick down around halfway, so if any of his teammates can actually fly over to that and potentially get the return, it's actually going to be Snaky.
Nice.
You see right there to grab that return. Absolutely vitally did so. And Crisolo's already on top middle right here, so really nice effectiveness of the top middle control here from Infused. Pretty sure Snaky there actually dropped down off of top middle. Did he not see that player he hit with the nade right there? Come on, Cristolo, open your eyes, bro.
Then again, when they go sliding and thrusting across like that, sometimes it is hard to see, especially for an old man like myself. This is a very, very different kind of route we see. Must have been desperate times for desperate measures, but unfortunately the railgun comes down, does its job, and ends his life. Snaky in the kill feed with a perfect on Jimbo. Excuse me, it wasn't Jimbo, it was actually... I'm not so sure it was. I'm going to cast on that one. So we've got Kimbo and Influx and Cristolo. 1, 2, 3 members of Fabi. Their bodies hit the floor. The flag's on the move. He's in the back.
Fabi 有危险哦，
up 2-1.
非常危险。
Game 4, they are looking strong, Harry.
They most certainly are. Infused, they are so good at this game time, man. They will
完全要10个以上抢不到，然后
5.5 minutes left in the game. Respectful does have a railgun, but Fabi, they need a flag capture, man. And Infused, as long as they keep playing out, you're going to have such trouble putting together flag runs. You can see Respectful what he's trying to do right here, block these silo spawns. But look, the Slays, again, coming in from Infused, is going to force Respectful to back up, check himself a little bit, has the railgun, but wisely does not fire that shot off. But I'd like to see him almost waste this last bullet of railgun, man. If he thinks he's going to die, he should waste it, but instead he's going to hit Flux straight in the face. Very nice +1 there from Respectful, and now that basically first kill is going to be the trigger for him and his team to push forward. But once again, Infused answering back, Mose goes down, and Respectful again trying to block these solo spawns is going to be found out by one of the Infused players.
So the pressure back on to Fabi, but certainly Infused. By no means are they out of this one. They are down 2-1 in the series, but they are up 2-1 in flags currently in game 4. Grenades go down thick and thin, looking for Hitmarker. Hitmarker, an actual kill. You know, he makes it that one. Respectful, triple kills there, gives the beat down, no shield. You see the golden arrow for the assist to Foxy comes in, cleans Kimbo out of that base. So the teamwork and the communication.
当然要在4轮中就抢到，想把气势抢回来，要不然这样没办法进入延长赛，还是就这样直接输掉，要进入第5局。
A long time ago, we used to have railgun plays top mid, and it was such a massive power weapon in itself. It moves below now, but still top mid itself, Harry, it's one of the most powerful places on this map.
Yeah, not really too sure about that flag run once again there from Respectful. 2 kills from 2 Foxy though will help out their cause. Their flag, I do believe, is actually still on the for the flag, but that's going to be all tied up. 2-2 here on Fathom. Fabi put one in. 3-4-3 left on the clock.
平手了。我刚刚要暂停是因为画质更好，就画质是很不稳定输出，都贴寿司。
You know I like the memes. The memes and the cappers. Sorry. Let's go, boys.
这分，把我气势压过去就对了。
Is the current scoreline. When we look at flags 2-1 in the series, we're going to see another flag being pulled though, and Mo's in a good position in the courtyard. Any advancement on the return is forced back.
3分钟分之胜负，分不是胜负就是加场赛了。加场赛再来就是双打。
In terms of who's up and alive on this map, Kimbo out in no man's land in the courtyard, just kind of running around, trying to find where they're spawning. He's not seen anybody yet. Sees one in the base as they move across to the gen, gets a perfectly timed grenade. That's going to light a firework underneath his ass, but I don't actually see any assist medal come into that.
啊，像法国被 Infuse 压制，因为 Infuse 控到一些该控的点位。
Perfectly balanced between these two teams, 63-63 in slays. Absolutely dead even. +2 now in favor of Fabi, as you can see in the kill feed. But again, Snakey answering back, taking down Mo's. These two teams are going head-to-head, toe-to-toe. This is crazy. This map is just so poised. I have no idea who's going to get the next flag capture.
And this is why we see so many replays on Fathom, because it is just so even. When you get two damn good teams going at it, it can go on forever and ever.
紧張，剩2分鐘。
Needs to be one winner. If this is all tied up, we will go to overtime. If we finish overtime still tied up, we will go to 2.
哦，有機會哦。
Needed, and then it moves after that.
你别，那個 boss 只有一個人，攻不過去，至少2個。
But it's all about this game. We're going to get this one over
這個刺客槍是關鍵，這刺客槍關鍵。
On the clock, 2 Fox's POV. Railgun dropping, perfectly timed, picks it up on the dot the second it lands. More than likely going to be moving back into his garage, checking if anyone's there. Works his way into the treehouse. 3 members, though, all running up there. They're a bit tied up, but when you've got the railgun, man, you always want it on top mid.
Not only that, but the camouflage coming up soon as well. So actually a very nice pinch here. You can see Mo's across from 2 Foxy, helping him out, taking players off the top middle. Camouflage is about to drop, and here you go. As well as the
哦天哪！干这个优势没了。
That's huge. Taking out the camo rail player, Snakey in the end is put down as well. But oh my
god. This
is crazy.
Here comes a push. 1-2.
Oh.
Members of Fabi have dropped. We've got Respectful on his own, trying to make something happen. AR goes in. It's out on the opposing side.
干天啊！
It's going to come in thick and fast. He jumps out.
这个子不太没有机会哦。
Get another touch. No, they don't. It's still halfway there. It's scoring it. So this is going to be messy. They're all out in the courtyard. They only need this one cap to push a game number 5. I believe it may have actually been returned. Yes, it has.
This is crazy, man. 1 minute left, and both these teams once again going absolutely head-to-head. I can't find a player that's going to stay alive for more than 5 seconds, so we'll stay with 2 Foxy off the respawn. I'm almost certain this is going to overtime right now, man. I'm a man who's eaten his words in the past, but 40 seconds left. These two teams, again, fighting for supremacy. You see Flux right there, pushing around to Fabi's silo, trying to push those spawns, but again, 2 Foxy turtling back in their own base, waiting for that first kill, and you can see Respectful picks that, so they're going to wait for Jimbo to spawn and then push out. Look at 2 Foxy right here, already trying to find, once again, a first kill, and now they're going to push even more forward, trying to get even more map control. Really nice stuff here from 2 Foxy, already on top middle, and Fabi, they certainly have more map territory right now.
2 Foxy 太早了。
We're going all the way, baby.
Time to count down that clock.
延长赛3分鐘。
Let's take a quick look at the kills. 80-85 at this moment in time. You mentioned how even it's been throughout this entire game, Harry. And there you have it. Overtime is there. 3 minutes of play remaining. Of course, it's next capture wins because we are drawn up to a piece. This is insane. This is actually insane, and I can just see this.
機會嗎？
These two teams actually so evenly matched.
上半下打手下。
Camouflage grabs each, so they both have had their spell of power up control.
哦，已經拿到。
Speaking of the power up, it's up right now, and it's Fabi to grab their 4th. And with 3 players on top middle, that camouflage player is going to stay alive. That's going to be Mo's. So now it's Mo's opportunity to flank ground. He can be really sneaky right here, and just he needs to make sure not only that he's blocking spawns, he needs to be flanking those infused spawners. He needs to be putting this camouflage to use, but he's helping his guns out. He's helping his teammates out right there, putting damage down, but smartly making sure that infused don't grab that top middle control, because that's what's been stopping most of Fabi's runs. Infused players flanking around to top middle and shutting down flag runs early from Fabi.
Still wandering around, no one's actually seen him, gets a beat down, and then an AR onto Flux, wipes him out Snaky was running away, gets picked up by 2 Foxy across the map. Also, just hiding down in the nuisance. Why not? The light rifle as well has been doing some serious damage. Members of Fabi do go down. Make that a third, 3 down. Top middle control, which he does. Looking for any spawners down on the on the gen as well. So at least he'll get some hit markers on there. Call those players out as he makes his way down to bottom mid. Stick spectator.
这谁是在下就接啊
Look at what's going down.
哎呀，差一点。
Fall in front of him. That's going to be 2 Foxy. At the moment, 3 down for Infuse. So this could be Fabi's time to push, and get another one in the bag and secure the deal and book a ticket to North America. However, neither of these teams you mentioned before, Harry, Infused are not a pushover. They've been as good as they can. One-on-one with Respectful showing no respect whatsoever as he managed to important one-on-one.
Yeah, you saw that Infused player there kind of flying towards his own gen. That's purely because he wants to try and stall the Fabi players, but Respectful's having none of it. He's trying to run the flag early, but there's another flag being run. Fabi's own flag, 48 seconds. This one's really hotting up. I believe on the move, I'm not too sure. 2 players down. Jimbo's going to be the man to try and Kimbo.
Infuse!
The flag's on the move.
最后一个！天哪！漂亮！延长真是长得漂亮！天哪，最后第5场，第5场就很难说，超级难说的。
For the first time in a hell of a long time, I have not seen this roster be put under pressure as much as this, apart from when they and they were slapped around by Team Liquid. Looking at the kill zone, Snaky.
2比2，然后刚才就是这个延长战这个绝地大反攻，然后Jimbo想要把气势丢出去，失误了，太紧张没有丢出去，哎，可惜。 第4局真的打得很精彩，超级精彩。双方攻守交替啊，然后绕人啊，整个包抄啊，可圈可点啊。
Alright then guys, I don't care what you are or where you are, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, content creator, on the website, you own a forum, you own Reddit, whatever you do, everybody, even the people in the audience, everybody, tweet the stream. Use the hashtag HaloWC. This is game 5. Everything lies on this next matchup. We are moving into a Plaza Team Slayer. The winner of that, the first team to bag themselves 50 kills, they book 4 tickets and they are flying out to California and they will be playing for $1 million. $1 million. Gotta do the little sign as well. No one can see it. No. $1 million. That is some good money. That is a lot of money. But more importantly, it's a lot of pride. The next winner of this pretty much, I mean, they are they are definitely the best 2 European teams right now. But Infused, the players on there, they've got a score to settle. They want to say, no, boys, your reign is over. This is our time now. You dropped 2 of our players, and you made a big mistake. I spoke to Mikwin in the past, and he highly, highly, highly rates Kimbo. He says he's one of the best players in Europe. Obviously, Fabi, they didn't think so. They booted him off the team. He's got a point to prove, and so is Snaky.
They most certainly do, and doesn't this just set up the whole tournament perfectly going forwards? What a way to finish this winners bracket final, a game 5. That on your screen is what all the players here are playing for, that wonderful trophy. But not only that, a spot at the Halo World Championships 2017. As you said, Sims, the winner of this next game is going to be going to Worlds.
We keep repeating it because the gravity of this is huge. Literally everything is on the line. There is only 3 spots at Worlds for European teams, 2 of which will be found at the end of today, 1 of which found at the end of the game, and then we move into that gauntlet of the last chance online qualifier. This is insane. I mean, we talk about the money and the prize and the trophy, everything around it, Ari, but the pride, to say you've taken down Fab moving into this, And you know, to show
杀戮，这图打杀戮，我觉得很难讲，因为花草这个图就跟我们像刚刚要塞一样，很难讲，真的很难说。攻守交替真的很重要。像控图、强力武器，像这个图中间是护盾，然后还有狙击枪，真的很重要。
Game number 5, baby. Let's go. Who's going to be going to Worlds? Let's find out. Slayer on Plaza is now live. We are going to be kicking things off with Fuse of Team Infuse. Cristola jumping up top mid. Eyes on the prize. When you're looking at that overshield, it's going to be burnt. We will see him go down. Snakey getting a barrel kill on Moors as well. Jimbo up on S4. Sit down, my friend. Notice one jumping up inside Catherine.
Oh!
Down at the window. Misses the beatdown. The hurt train is live. And here we have Kimbo with the sniper.
Yeah, fantastic individual performance from Flux right there at the start.
控槽跟咖啡厅是
lowest slayers for Infuse in that Fathom Cap.
非常两个重要的点位啊，真的，咖啡厅真的很重要，因为很多人都忽视咖啡厅，觉得哦好难攻哦，像咖啡厅，一手难攻，真的很难攻，因为他。 躲的掩护中，虽然他能攻击的角度没有像曹这么多。
Kimbo has the sniper, and this is a nightmare scenario for Fabi. They need to slow this game down, but really nice trade there from Respectful. That was actually very important because they can't let Infuse gain a lead from this next overshield because that's going to force Fabi to make a play on that. And they don't have the map control right now.
Oh, Kimbo 被取消，有机会，哎。
That was a very unorthodox and unexpected maneuver. He dropped down below him, bottom mid, then came straight up on the drive where Sniper Rifle, I believe, will now change hands into one of the players on Fabi. They're still down by 2, but hell, it's only early game. 2 players running out. Goes in. Doesn't even manage to get one, so his 0 for 1 trade, unfortunately, it's not the best scenario. Kimbo.
You know
what, guys? We actually have a Team Infuse listening queued up and ready to go. Let's dive on in and have a listen to how the communication is playing out.
Absolute. I'll get him. Oh shit, they're gonna be overshield is 50. Overshield is 50. Hold this shit. Hold this shit.
I'm trying to stay alive. I'm gonna lay low.
Yeah, I'm playing S here.
10 seconds, hold this. I'm silly pushes now.
Yeah, I'm watching blue.
I'm getting Nestor out of the beer.
Yeah. Listen, let me get Slayer for one Slayer.
Okay, I might be crouched on you or so shit.
Alright. I just got loop on you,
Oh, absolute glass, man.
That's alright. Can you rock the blue?
No, it's not, boys.
One shot, you said.
Watch out, guys. I think I got it, yeah?
Yeah, they got it.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, it's goodness of it.
Try multiple for SMG.
I don't have one, I don't.
Bottom green, I died. One's bottom green, Brandon. Can we wrap something like
这被抢走是非常可惜啊！他好像没反攻了。
I shot him a couple times. Let's wrap you out. This shit spawns, man. Right, let's wrap yellow. Top yellow, dude. Right. One guy here.
Yeah, I can flank him.
Check out. One guy, absolute flows.
Stay alive, don't push.
I spawned nest there again. Spawned that nest.
Can you help me, anyone?
It's free in yards. Push it out. Trying to get the answer. Glass. Everyone push away from this.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I might need help there.
Blue one shot. I'm pushing. Yeah, one shot. He's one shot still. Glass one shot.
I should get a kill here, boys. I got one. Nice. Let's go. Where?
Tram. He's on the car.
I'm getting flanked.
Robbie, go blue with that. Maybe.
Blue truck. He's gonna be on you, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going. Robbie, I'll help you.
Help Robbie live.
Rosie, Robbie. Nice, guys. Hit her.
Oh my god, they kill me.
Wait, drop your field.
Yeah. Look at that.
Let's wait.
Look at that sniper.
I got sniped from bottom left.
Still nest. I'm shooting him. It's one shot.
Nice, good
Nest. Sitting in nest. Nest is weak. Switch back out. Switch nest. Big kill. Stay alive. Just stay alive.
I'm nest.
I'm blue truck. I'm gonna get you boys.
He's
dead. Another one here.
Stay alive if you can.
2 shot top nest. Let's jump 2 of them.
I'll get one.
Another one, 2 shot top nest.
I'm watching it.
哇！
One guy blue now.
It's fine, guys. Slow it down. We got
现在4局里差距非常小。
One guy watch the blue ramp. We're gonna this BR. I'll watch behind
有个时刚好关掉，好像慢慢在稳住。
So we mentioned there, you know, the raw aggression is alive. The 2 kills down. But the turning point, Harry, we were speaking about before. Definitely Jimbo with the OS since they picked that up. We've just not seen the level and the ground that they've managed to get before. Mo's aggression with the SMG, just absolutely putting the hurt on Team Infuse. But he gets completely shown up as Cristola just dumps on him with the BR. To Foxy pre-nading that OS, hoping no one's going to go for it. He's trying to think, but I don't even think it's been touched. No, it hasn't. Fabi desperate, they give away 2 deaths, and I think, yes indeed, Snakey grabs a fresh, clean OS.
Yeah, full OS as well, and that's heartbreaking for Fabi. And this is where Fabi really play to their strengths. The OS absolutely melted from that plasma pistol. Too Foxy right there. Believe that was him with the plasma pistol as well, and it most certainly was. Too Foxy saving the game for his team, essentially, and now they're all tied up. Really nice stuff there from Infuse to grab the OS, but Too Foxy, the playmaker for his side, saving the game.
Pings him across the map, first of all, with the pea shooter, and then gets the perfect nades, banks it off the floor, and cracks Snakey in the chest, takes him down, completely wipes it off, but they did desperate 2 kills to get it. Unfortunately, didn't go in their favor. Fair enough, they answered back by taking it down in reverse, but Infused certainly not stopping there whatsoever. 29-29 currently. Remember, guys, the winner of this is going to Worlds. Everything is on the line and everything is at stake. 2-2, your current series score. 2 members, though, dropping on the opposing side for Fab E. Now we see a 1 kill to make that a 2-kill lead for Infused. Grenades are coming up. We see splinters all around. All that orange man. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, may have just dropped at one given point there for Fabi. They're coming off the respawn. They're going to be over in the yard.
Yeah, and this is scary for Fabi because Kimbo, if he doesn't lock down those blue spawns, he's going to get basically, he's going to get pushed for Fabi, from Fabi, excuse me. But the sniper's spawning in 10, and if Kimbo gets this, Fab, they have to make a push right here, in my opinion, to try and nullify their sniper. It's respectful, and the boys, they are trying to make that.
Oh,
one, but again, Kimbo getting that sniper, but Too Foxy, I believe, was trying to combat evolve that away. Actually killed him with the sticky grenade. Fantastic stuff. Too Foxy's making all the big plays. It seems like every power weapon, every power up that Infuse try and grab, it's this man right here that's shutting them down. Overshield in the next 15 or so seconds. So both teams are trying for supremacy on that one. But Too Foxy is just picking face. All tied up with the overshield coming up.
He might have literally just saved them the game. And by trying to get the Combat Evolve medal, he not only bagged the sniper, but bagged a free kill as well. He's getting lit up from glass. That player knows not to challenge Too Foxy because he will absolutely rip his face off. It's all on Flux, though. Flux needs to make something happen. He's got the OS. You don't want to He's getting melted. The SMGs and Can he find 2? The second person is trying to grenade him out. Finds a grenade going and rolling underneath the blue truck. However, there is no one else there.
That kill in the kill feed right there. In fact, 2 from Cristola is huge because Too Foxy had that sniper and now it's Cristola with it. And a 2-kill lead here for Infused.
Look at it.
They're up by 2 in game 5 versus Fabi. They are so close to Worlds, they can literally taste it.
Needs to get back though. He's overextended a little bit too much. He put the sniper out in no man's land. He did drop down on the stairs. I'm trying to see if anyone else is going to be picking that weapon up, but he went just a little bit too far, Harry. He should have been sat back, trying to find people's faces. Handed Mo's a fresh
yeah, and that's Carlan's play right there. It really should have backed up to his teammates, and that's just crazy right now. In fact, he actually just dropped the sniper back to Too Foxy. So now it's Too Foxy with the sniper. And if I'm Infused right now, you're down by 3 against Fabi on Plaza. Slow down. Make sure you're in a position to trade off any deaths that Fabi has, because the overshield's coming up soon. Next objective. Too Foxy through the grass on Kimbo. This man is hitting the world.
He pinged him in the back through the grass. How does that even happen? My God, this man's eagle eye is insane. But I'm just so blown away by that play coming out of Cristola. There we go. 2 kills to seal the deal, but he literally aggressively pushed them, stayed there and hovered for a second. His teammates were behind him. He decided to run back and then die. Too late.
If I'm Fabi right now, I'm speeding this game up. The overshield's coming up soon. In my opinion, don't play for it. Find the Infused players, push them early, and try and get the kills before the overshield comes up. Only 2 kills to go now for Fabi. If they secure this OS, though, that's pretty much going to be...
We're just running down the clock. 3 minutes 20 remaining, but only 2 more kills for Fab E. Mo's getting lit up. Still putting a couple more on the board. It's only 1 more. They're just saying rush, 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 push, push, push. We only need 1 more kill. The other opposing team need 5. Unfortunately for them, this could be game, set, and match. They're getting lit up by the light rifle. Overshield getting tanked up.
恭喜爸爸！我觉得 Infuse 最后抢到那个骑士，如果发毛没有控制好，真的非常危险。要有盾加他差3分，没有差很多，一个双杀在一个助攻接上去就可以赢回来了，可以压过去的。天啊！ Faber Sport 成为欧洲世界冠军赛第一个前往 要打总冠军赛的门票拿到了啊，这是第一个。那等一下会有那个白布复活赛，然后最后再一个欧洲总冠军赛。哇，刚刚 Two Foxy 最后巨箱真的控得非常好，那个角度，天哪！
Intangible plays right there from Two Foxy really won his team the
觉得
excellently played.
这5场呢，我应该最喜欢第4张 Fandom 的抢旗，因为 Infuse 那个后面延长赛真的打得很好，而且当我们刚开始 Infuse 30秒抢旗搏旗成功，那中间隔了很久，法国才拿到第1分。
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Fab E. They are going to Worlds, and they certainly fought for that one. But I have to be that guy. I have to be this guy, okay? Because I saw a lot of trash talk on that stage. And you know what? For a team that was supposed to come into this event, not dropping a series, you know, so much confidence, you know, playing like a North American team, yada, yada. There was a lot of dents in the armor and the shield. That game needs to be tightened up, and you can clearly tell that when the pressure's on, this team will crumble, as it happened in 2 games and nearly happened in that Plaza Slayer matchup. That was not a convincing win by any stretch of the imagination. And if you're a Fabi, you're prepping for Worlds, and you're thinking, man, we screwed up a bunch of things in that series that we shouldn't have, or as people thought they shouldn't have.
Oh, definitely. Like that first flag game, even though they won 3-1, there were some very peculiar but silly mistakes, such as like, you know, running the flag the wrong way and stuff like that. That's not a Fabi thing to do. Like I can imagine going mental at each other just like for silly mistakes like that. But when I did see that game, making these mistakes, I had a feeling that
我看到他们发布
game or two, possibly the
有发现一些小好处，像军国第4关啊，抢旗要想办法在篮下把旗丢出来，卡在那边打了半天，然后导致延长赛 Infuse 整个就赢过去了。
Since you know Jimbo stopped streaming since full finals, but we have to also give credit to Infuse. You know, Infuse brought the fight there. Infuse brought the fight, and they've shown that not only are they able to potentially take on Fabi in a series, you know, they didn't come out on top here, but they're going to be a difficult team to come up against as well, and they haven't been around as a squad as long as this Fabi lineup have now. So Infuse have got a lot to work on, but they know now that they've got that confidence to go into, you know, next time they do play Fabi potentially, that they know they can beat them, but not only that, they've got potential to stand going forward as well.
Yeah, the matchup was incredible on both sides, right? For Infuse, they needed to prove that they could, you know, fight and box with the best, right? Box with greatness, so to speak. And they did just that. If I'm correct here, this was the first time Fabi lost a map in 8 months.
Yeah, that's about that, yep.
So, I mean, that right there, I think, should really give credit to Infuse and what they were able to accomplish. But this is Fabi's moment, and they most certainly earned it. It was a hard-fought battle. The good news is we are going to have Adam over at the stage with the one and only Respectful.
Thank you very much, fellas. They are going to World Champs. Make some noise for Fabi! I'm joined here by Respectful. Mate, that was insane. The audience here, we were on bated breath. How do you feel you are going to World Champs?
Feel really good, man. I just can't explain.
I mean, we saw there at the end, it got very, very tight. As a player, when you're in that kind of last 10 kills before we determine who's going through, how do you feel? How are the emotions amongst the team?
Well, we were just quite calm, to be honest. We just needed to make sure we had map control for the new Overshield coming up, and we could just pick kills off, and that's what we did.
Now, you obviously, these guys, Infuse, they were second seeded, you guys are first. At this stage, does it even matter who you come up against in that final? You're one hand on the trophy already.
No, I don't think so.
Doesn't matter at all. In terms of moving forward as a team, and what do you do now? Do you kind of discuss the last game? What do you do next?
Yeah, well, we definitely think that was probably the worst we've played in a while, so we're definitely going to have a team talk about what we're going to do.
We saw Mose as well explode. I think it was on Stronghold and Plaza. How important was that game to you guys?
Well, we knew we'd comfortably win that. It's just that Eden Slayer, anyone can win it, is a really standstill game type, and Fav and Flag is kind of the same. They're our weakest, and they're their best, so, I mean, we still won the series at the end of the day, so I'm happy.
Well, listen, once again, congratulations. We'll speak to you again later on. But once again, guys, make some noise for Respectful and Fabi! They're going to World Champs. He is off. He's gone to get ready for later on. But over to you, boys. Let us know what you thought of that last series. Wow.
Thank you so much, Adam. And yeah, while they are going to Worlds, the tournament is not over yet for FabE. They will be in the grand finals where they will compete for the $10,000 grand prize and that opportunity to hoist the trophy. So, all right, I mean, gentlemen, this coming into this series, I think a lot of people sold Infuse short. I would even say, even some of us here on the desk, we kind of sold Infuse short. You know, but game one, though, started off, it's hard to say because, like, Fabi, they looked like they were very firm in control in that game. We saw some fight at it. It almost felt like a feeler game for us.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I said from the start. It's the fact that these
恭喜也恭喜Fabi他们获得世界冠军赛的第一场比赛。那等一下会打欧洲，先打败部复活赛，那最后这样去胜加，最后再跟Fabi打欧洲。世界冠军赛伦敦站的冠亚军，那应该等一下就会睡了，所以就录到这边吧，因为时间不晚，就一些身体状况要注意，要先把身体调好。明天早上起来，我可能就看重播啦，把后面的地方再录本，因为毕竟冠亚军战现在是蛮重要的，因为照理说应该我也要录下去，可是有点累，而且对啊。打得太精彩了，看的也累，你知道吗？心脏的啊，都走在钢筋线上，好紧张啊！天哪！这系列呢，我觉得打得最好真的是第4局。那第5局我觉得打得好，因为第5局双方比数从来没超过6分左右，那都是。到后面都是2-3-2-1-2、3-2-3-2-1-2，都是零跟这样。那最后Fabi整个大反攻真的很好，尤其是突发奇他控到狙枪之后，整个情势，我不知道该说他有点走狗屎运还是怎样，真的是蛮神的。那个角度也可以把人家爆头。那不过 Infuse 他们开局真的打得很好。那刚刚我们在看第5局的时候，Fabi放这个小猪，为了抢了盾送了2个人头，然后导致平手，那真的很尴尬，你知道吗？天啊！
Just another thing too. Everyone was hitting shots in this game with the sniper rifle. It was like a parade.
那如果说我觉得他们Fabi在发生这种小事，我觉得在世界冠军赛对上一些像 Optic Gaming 啊，或是 MBS 啊，然后或是其他队，我觉得像那种15局尽量避，因为毕竟 Optic Gaming 他们真的很强。 MBS 那这种一点点的小失误，那到后面会要花很大力去想办法拉回来。
If it was any map, any game type they needed to take to actually put the pressure on him was Eden Slayer. Because Eden Slayer is just one of those game types where it doesn't matter how much better you are as a team, sometimes, you know, you can edge him just from the control of the power weapons and sometimes outside and bloom.
The interesting thing for me is, I think we alluded to it before the series started, is how Fabi are going to deal with that pressure situation. You know, we always talk about how easy Halo is and when you're winning, you know, everything's great. But it's interesting, especially with this Fabi lineup, how the players sort of, they react when they find themselves down in games, down in series, because I know that 2Foxy sometimes, as that in-game leader, sort of sometimes feels that some of the players maybe aren't playing as quick as him, or there's that sort of, the pushes aren't quite working together, and they start sort of niggling, and they're like, 2Foxy might start playing over-aggressively to try and prove a point, and then by the time you sort of found your rhythm again in the game, that's an 8-kill swing, and on Eden especially, an 8-kill swing is so important because you're going to lose another rotation of power weapons and power-ups. And we've seen, like Respectful said, it can be a very, very slow game type, and you can have situations where a player has rockets still set up for those second set of rockets. So it's a strange one. I think that's the real chink in Fabi's armor for me. Infuse took massive advantage of it, but that's the one thing I think Fabi have to work on. It's when they go behind in games or behind in series.
Yeah, it certainly was a challenging matchup for Fabi to come out on top of, and they end up falling in that one, 50-33. Now, setting our sights on Plaza Strongholds. This one again was this game was, I think, to your point, the part that Fabi really, at least in Strongholds, really worked on. They were down, but there was a lot of discussion about the way this team plays Plaza, and the proof was in the pudding right there. They ended up winning Plaza 100-76, and Lethal, that was just so well done because that game was effectively Infuse's to win, but they just gave it up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. With Fabi, I was really disappointed with the first 2/3 of the game, just due to the fact that, again, these silly mistakes kept occurring, going in one by one, going in single-handedly, not letting their shields recharge. Like, I could see that, like, their teammates were reacting to the call-outs. It was just the fact that they weren't waiting long enough. Like, you know, just that extra that just then was a pure example.
Plaza 生活真的是关键组拿在第二个关键的就是 Bennett 的抢击，这两个真的太关键。
Waiting for them to make the first mistake and going together. But as you can see from the last third of the game, they started to realise their mistakes. But this is the thing about Fabi as well.
哦，不过我真的猜错，因为没想到3-1会结束，结果是3-2，而且是第二，而且最后一个真的是赢得很近，怎么说非常接近，就是差一点就输掉那种感觉。
Pretty difficult to watch, and there's one game type. You know, you spoke to Jimbo and 2Foxy about it. That they knew they had to try and start playing differently. They had to try and match that American play style. And it's one of those game types. It's strange because they went away and worked on it, but it almost felt as if they didn't really progress with it. They sort of got confused about how they actually wanted to play it. And again, you can see at the first half of this map when Infuse were on top, it seemed like they didn't know quite how they wanted to work the map, quite what pushes they wanted to make. And we saw a triple kill from Flux there. That's obviously going to help them out, but it seemed like they finally got their feet towards the end of it, got on the same page, and they managed to close out the game.
There's one thing I want to add as well about that play from Flux 10, is that most people try and stop the bleeding and then go to yard and then go on from there. The fact that he decided not to and decided to go straight from light rifle to actually go behind them, you know, these are the little things that make a big difference. If he didn't actually stop to go to yard and actually try and get it back, he wouldn't have got that camo and the triple.
Yeah, it's very true. And again, small details for sure that helped out, you know, Infuse at the start of that game, but it was Fabi's game. They came out on top. And then we get to the craziness that was the Fathom CTF matchup. That is where Fabi fell to Infuse 3-2 in an overtime war.
To put it bluntly.
That's the best way to explain it.
One of the plays that really stuck out to me, and this is a credit to Infuse, 2Foxy had rail and camo, top mid, and you think, oh man, he has this, it's a wrap. Like 2Foxy with railgun and camo, dude's a savage. Nope, gets back smacked. Done. No goodies for you.
These are one of these things. With Fathom CTF, it's like normally you try and get top mid first in order to actually start making a play to actually get your flag back. But the best thing is the fact that these top teams now are starting to realise this and think to themselves, well, you know what? If I just run it through bottom mid as fast as possible, even if they do get top mid control back, it won't make any difference because by then they would have capped. So that's why sometimes they avoid going elbow and river most of the time.
Yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly by saying it was a war. It was a war of attrition as well. It really was sort of one of those consistent battles for map control and top mid, and you know, we saw pulls coming in, but we saw quick returns coming in as well. It seemed like neither team could really establish map control, and it goes back to a sort of what I was saying about some slight disorganization on the side of Fabi, and you know, we seem to be being hard on Fabi a little bit here because we expect so much from them. But you have to give credit to Infused as well. You know, the way that they can beat Fabi is by taking the fight to them and making it a real messy game type. See Jimbo putting the second flag here to tie up 2-2, but this is what I mean. Look how messy this final run was actually from the guys on Team Infused. We saw 2 or 3 players touching it, that no-shielded player just running through bottom mid, getting that throw out, and then they managed to rally it back eventually. And that's how you have to play against Fabi. You have to take the fight to them, and I think Infused will be looking at that and they'll be thinking, right, this is how we have to beat Fabi.
Yeah, they had a couple things. This ground pound from 2Foxy, though, I would say very questionable. Not what you want to do in that particular situation. There was about 2 different ways you could have played that, and the ground pound certainly was not in the list.
I think that ground pound was what cost them that cap. When you know, you need everyone alive as long as possible, and you know, when you make mistakes like that, it was not necessary. You could have just thrusted back and then just like carrying on as normal and try to return the flag. You know, it's just when you make situational plays like that, it just makes no sense, especially when it's overtime, 40 seconds left, and the flag's out of the base. It's just, you can't make mistakes like that.
Yeah, and as Fabi now preps for Worlds, those are the plays that, truthfully, the top teams of the world will not allow you to live down. So they have to be very mindful of that. And yeah, like you said, it does seem like we're being, you know, a little harsh on Fabi, but I think that's because of the amount of well, for one, you know, there has been a little bit of trash talk online, right? We've seen a couple choice words that have been given to some of the other competitors in the tournament from members of Fabi. We've also heard nothing like besides like this is it, like they're like they were built for Worlds. This is it. They're the EU super team.
The bar's so high for themselves.
Exactly.
You expect them. They haven't lost a map in 8 months before this tournament. I mean,
that's a record.
You expect them to win everything. You expect them to win 50-20 in every game, and you can't help but think that they're playing badly if someone else is challenging them at this point. But I think we have to give credit to how good Infuse were in this series as well. And you know, we look at Infuse, you look at that lineup. It is 4 really, really strong slayers. It's very rare you'll see these players get outshot. And when Fabi was put together, you speak to Jimbo, and he's like, the way that we wanted to take on North America, we need to have 4 players individually skilled who can outshoot Americans, who can keep up with these NA teams. And it's like Infused have learned from that, and they've thought, right, let's put together this squad of individually strong players, and then let's try and work it out from there, essentially, and work out our teamwork. But as long as we're winning those gunfights, it's really going to give us a chance.
Yeah, well, now, speaking of individual battles, none better than to discuss Slayer, which is how we close things out here. This one was a doozy, went down to the wire, and while it was 50-45, I would say there was a lot of scrambling in the end there. I'm going to, you know, be a little critical of Infuse, though. There was one play in particular, I don't remember exactly who the player was, took sniper and loop at the end of the game. Didn't really have cover, and he didn't have an escape strategy, and he got pinned and caught off guard and gave sniper right back to 2Foxy, and that really hurt them in the end. But they made so many great plays, as well as Fabi. It was like a series of montage clips. It was just so well done.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, you know what the funny thing is? I said it earlier about the Strongholds game on Plaza, where Fabi were going one at a time, and single-handedly did trying to win their own battles, and sometimes come too late to a fight. Now, they were doing the exact same mistakes, but on the Slayer version. And I didn't expect that of them, to be honest. But you could see, again, this is what I'm talking about. This team are quick to fix any mistakes mid-game. Like, some people will do it after the series and then realise. But this team is so good, they can fix it mid-game after a few minutes and turn the tide.
And the thing that really interests me there is the reaction from the players on Fabi. That looked like a reaction of relief to me. Yeah, yes. It wasn't like, yeah, come on, let's go. This is awesome. We've qualified for Worlds. It was, we've got away with that one, guys. It was the standing up.
跟我看的都差不多，因为
breathe out, the little release.
真的都是这样，真的是第4集最精彩，然后第5集
like I have to be that guy.
真的很精彩。Infuse 真的打得很好，可是后面Fabi反攻了，气势压过去，不过Fabi还是有失误。
Like that's in those instances, you just gotta like dial it back.
It's very true. At the same time, if you haven't lost for 8 months, you've got nothing else to do.
就是想睡，冠亚军战真的
That's true.
啊！明天早上再录了，真的。
Yeah, I totally get it. But if there was a moment for humility, it definitely was that series.
I think they'll be feeling a lot more humble backstage right now. But
yeah, and I would say for a team that was built specifically to combat Fabi, this Infused roster certainly has the potential to do so. But what's insane is that was just our winner bracket final. That was just the winner bracket final. Oh, like, come on. We have Supremacy versus Pacemaking Pandas. Like,
I want to say one more thing, just to cap off the end of that series. Like, massive congratulations to Moz and Respectful. They've completed the loop, you know, from last year. That massive, massive disappointment. This is all that they cared about the whole of 2016 into 2017. They've done it. They've qualified for Worlds. They're going to be out in the USA, you know, at finals. So I think we need to just sort of tip the hat to them and say, you know, appreciate the grind and congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, when you get put in that kind of spot after like such a huge loss, after assuming you're going to go to Worlds, you know, some people retire, they quit. Sometimes they just completely forget about the game and just move on with their lives and stuff. But to come back from such a devastating loss, you know, it's great to see them actually come back now and actually go to Worlds.
Yeah, it was a mission accomplished for Moz and Respectful, so congratulations to them. But man, I tell you, we are just getting started here, folks. We have more action to come. The good news is, though, you can win some awesome prizes just by watching the stream. And a huge shout out to everyone who's been tuning in. Make sure you use the hashtag HaloWC. All you got to do, it's very simple. Send us a picture of how you're watching the stream. You know, and we've seen some pretty good snapshots thus far. So please continue to do that, guys. Your pictures have been amazing. For some reason, I was included in the of the mentions or whatever, so I've been getting all the pictures. So if I don't have a hand in some judging here, I'd be very disappointed. Just an FYI. Okay, and also, once again, as we were saying earlier in the stream, we felt like we weren't giving you enough. So we're going to give you another rec code.
Let's go.
Another rec pack. There you go. This one, UK Finals #1. UK Finals 1. Make sure you guys go out there, share it with all your friends, let everyone know. Go to halo.gg to redeem that now. And we've also been having a good time with some of our challenges. And this isn't the big one just yet.
Right.
But we saw the 60-second challenge with my EU commentating colleagues. You know, Harry, you kind of suck at it. I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna lie.
Generous. That's like, you are the worst at it.
Well, the 5-second one, I thought I did pretty well, but I think it's more like if I get put on the spot, I can just say something. But when it comes to talking gibberish, I am bloody awful. I'm not gonna lie, I am awful.
You mean to tell me you've been actually speaking facts and not gibberish right now? You know, like. Oh no, you've been a joy to work with. Seriously. All right, well, I mean, we have, like I said before, we have you know, some. Now it's our turn, basically. It's our turn to speak some gibberish. So after that, though, you enjoy the video, but after that, we're gonna have our next matchup. It will be France's Supremacy versus the underdog story of the tournament.
白夫复活赛最终决赛，赢的就是第2个名额前往世界冠军赛。对，那我就先录到这边了，因为毕竟要休息了。那明天再继续录最后决赛给大家，因为我也不知道这样录效果大家喜不喜欢。那就先这样啦，拜拜。